Hello, everyone. Welcome to Popcast on the Rocks, episode 157. Oh, it's a special episode tonight. We're going to be celebrating our anniversary, but more of that's to come. My name is John, and I'm joined, as always, by Andrea. How's it going?
Good. Happy anniversary, dear John.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, it's doesn't feel like it's been 4 years.
No. But it has. Yeah. I was posting, oh gosh, I was posting on X and I was trying to find like a happy anniversary GIF or photo that wasn't like adorable and romantic. And I was like, because I was like, it's not that kind of anniversary.
There's anniversaries for a lot of different things, so I feel like that's unfair.
Right. Like we need some variety here, people. So I finally went with a Star Wars one because at the beginning, I think there was at least like a 50 streak long, like 50 episode long streak where we could not talk about Star Wars.
Yeah.
And the other week I watched our very first episode again and I was like, nostalgia. Look at those babies. So I decided it was apropos of the moment.
I like going through and seeing all my changing hairstyles.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I mean, mine just kind of like shorter, longer. John's is like ponytails, like close shave.
Yeah.
Like you got everything going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So this episode is going to kind of structure sort of like normal, but our topics are going to vary depending on the guests that show up. Mm-hmm. And speaking of guests, we have our first one. She's been here right and ready. So the rule with the guests on this show for the anniversary stream was that they had to have been on the show before. Mm-hmm. And MJ has only been on one stream thus far, but it was a Mario Kart stream. So welcome.
So it counts.
MJ Honeybee.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you being here right from the jump. For those that don't know, MJ Honeybee is a streamer, Twitch streamer. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I am.
Dead by Daylight is your jam.
It is the jam. It is. Yes. I don't want to talk over you, so I'm just waiting.
No, yeah, it's all right. How's your streaming life been? How'd you get into Dead by Daylight and all that sort of thing?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So Dead by Daylight was a game that a friend of mine told me about. And I'm really you guys know me. I'm not super into horror stuff, right? I'll watch it if I have a friend. I get a little bit scared again.
You need like a buddy system.
I need a buddy. I need a safe out. Like, get this person next to me. Don't get me. But yeah, so I had a friend tell me about it. He wanted to have a friend to game with and tried it out. And I don't know, John, you've played it a little bit too. Like when you first start playing it, it is very much like when the heartbeat goes, like your heartbeat starts going.
It's intense.
It is intense. But the more you play it, the more it's just like, meh, okay, let's go. Same old stuff. But no, it's really fun. It's a fun game. Those of you who don't know about it, it's like a cat and mouse game. There's 4 survivors, 1 killer, many different survivors you can play as, including Nicolas Cage. So that's always fun. But then there's many different killers. Some are just original characters, but then others are like Freddy and Michael Myers and Ghostface and now Chucky. So there's all sorts of different killers, all sorts of different powers and perks and such like that. So it's a huge game. Many different maps you can be on, but the whole point is you go in there as survivors if you're playing as one. Power up these generators because somehow we magically know how to boot up generators by twitching some wires together and pulling some levers. Yeah. But yeah, you try to get these generators up. There's 5 in total that you have to try to get up. That powers the exit gates. In the exit gates, you try to open up without getting killed by this killer who's tracking you down. So it's like a hide and seek. It's a chase. It's working together as a team, which doesn't always happen. And so basically the killer gets you down, you get hooked, you get a hook through your shoulder and you get hooked, right? You can get that twice. And then the third time you go to the entity's heaven. There you go. That's a good one. The sound clip that's playing is pretty funny. But yeah, that's me because I got my very first successful flashlight blind on the killer, and I was like, I don't care about anything else. I found and then played the taunting song that I like to play, and continued to teabag as in ha ha ha, I got you. But yeah, it's
wow, you're getting kicked out for that kind of toxic behavior.
Never. But yeah, it's a fun game, and has become my bread and butter, as I like to say, as far as when it comes to streaming. I've been kind of taking little breaks here and there lately, only because I don't know, the game has kind of got a little sweaty, and the only way you can really be successful at it now is if you're in a 4-man SWIF. Which it means surviving with friends. If you're solo queuing it, or even in a duo, like I usually am with my good friend Stamos, it's rough out there. It's really rough out there. The killers play really sweaty. They tunnel you out. They camp your hook. They do kind of lots of some nasty stuff. And then not only just on the killer side, but like the random survivors you get are very selfish and not helpful and want to be a team player, which can result in not such good results for the game. So I've noticed I've been getting a little about it. So,
So
Yeah.
I haven't played, but I've seen some of it. I've seen some clips of yours and watched some streams. But to win when you're in a team, does everyone have to survive?
So what most people consider a win in the game, if you are survivors, is 3 men or more out. If there's 2 that survive out, it's a tie. If it's just 1, it's, just that one person gets out. Technically, if you get out, you've won yourself singly.
Right.
But the whole point is to try to get everybody out. And same with the killer. The killers, same thing. If they kill 3 or more, it's a win. If they kill 2, it's a tie. And if they only kill 1, then sadly, it's a wah-wah. But yeah, there's not really... The only thing that you get in the end is you get what they call blood points, which then you can buy more stuff to then continue on. The ultimate goal... More
flashlights.
Yeah, more flashlights, more health kits, more toolkits, all that kind of thing. But then the ultimate goal is to hit rank Eerie 1, and that resets every month. So everybody's racing to get to that Eerie 1, because at the end, when it resets, you get like a bunch of blood points. But it's also nice once you hit Eerie 1, because then you can just be like, F it, I can play however I want. My rank doesn't go down. I don't lose anything. So yeah, that's really kind of the ultimate goal. I feel like a lot of players have. A lot of streamers have taken on different challenges for the game. One that's really popular is kind of called the Klepto Steve. So Steve from not Hunger Games, Stranger Things.
I was like, wait, did I watch Hunger Games? Where was Steve?
No Steve in Hunger Games. But Stranger Things, the Klepto Steve challenge. Totally. The naked Klepto Steve challenge, meaning not he's actually naked. He's not actually naked, but you don't bring any perks. You don't bring any items. You go into the game basically yourself. And then the klepto part is where you either open up a chest to take an item, or one of your survivors may give you an item, and then you have to leave an exit. And you do that all the way up to Eerie 1. Now, that's really challenging because when you get to a certain point in rank, it gets a lot harder to rank up. You have to do a lot more tasks to get that next rank pip is what it's called, to move on. Okay. So it's a very challenging thing, but it also makes the game a little bit more interesting. There's other things that people have been doing, but it's one of the things.
Okay. So I got this now back.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
The sound.
Wait for it. I did it! I don't care about anything else! I fucking did it! Sorry, I swear you guys. Look it!
The dynamic of the clip definitely changes
Yes, it
with the
does.
sound.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm watching one of those clips like they do in like TikTok reels.
Yeah.
Where it's like music matters and they totally just like yank out a different song for a movie clip that changed everything.
Yep. Yeah, I really like having fun. A new thing that I've had to my stream is a stream deck. So I'm able to push that song with a button. I'm like,
Nice.
you know, and
You're like streaming
DJ.
DJ. Just
There you go. Exactly.
Yep.
So it's fun. But yeah, as far as my streaming goes, I started that. It actually was my 1 year on Saturday, and I didn't stream. But yeah, it was my 1 year anniversary, and I mentioned it to my friend Stamos, and he's like, "You should do it. You should just do it." And start off with just the PlayStation and my voice, no fancy things whatsoever.
Yep.
Grew into, adding some emotes here and there, and then getting the setup and having some fun, transitions and all the fancy doodads and like fun little things that like, my community can participate in, because I know a lot of people like to feel like they're a part of it. So I try to make it as engaging for them as I possibly can. And it's been fun. It's super fun. Like I did it because, I wanted to spend time with people, and, it was still during a time where, friends are busy and, have lives and stuff like that. So I get a little lonely girl, and it filled a gap that was there for me. And yeah, I just like hanging out with people, making people laugh. Like that's the biggest thing for me. I don't mind laughing at myself and having just a fun time. So it's
Nice.
filled that place in my heart. So I love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
well, you made us.
Good.
Yeah, your channel looks really great. Everybody should make sure they go and check that out. We're going to get into our kind of the drink holidays here, and then we'll go through, take turns and figure out, what everybody's drinking if you're celebrating the holiday, and kind of what else you've been up to during the week. Right before we get into that, we'll bring in our next guest. Tony, how's it going?
Hey guys.
Tony calling from NASA. I see your sign back there.
Nice.
It lights up actually. See if I can get it to light up here. Shabam.
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 We love a shabam. I wish I had my shabams on, but my batteries died.
I usually only keep it on when I'm alone, because on camera it's just like a big red glowing
Yeah,
light.
a little
You can't really see what it
illegible,
does.
sadly.
Yeah, I wonder what happened if the room lights were off and you just had your some lights on front of you. It might show up nice. I don't know.
It might.
Nice. Well, we haven't seen you since not all that long ago. It's been just last week. We did, for those that have not seen it, we did the our Ohio anime episode, and we talked cars. Really, like, why is that anime related? Well, there's a show, Overtake, that it's all about racing, and so we talked about that show in pretty good detail and depth.
Oh, yeah.
And then just expanded that into automobiles and all that sort of thing as well. We got philosophical, as we tend to do sometimes.
We did. We had a watcher from Germany, so we get to have some conversations about the difference in European car culture to the U.S.
Yeah. 2 shows in a row. We're happy to have Vortex in here, Vortex HD. So yeah, we appreciate his viewership and a good conversation. So thank you for being here, Tony, on the anniversary stream. But yeah, Andrea, why don't we talk about our drink holidays before we move along any further?
Sure. I can go through them quickly. There's just 4 of them. 4 of us. Oh my God, it's so adorable.
Oh, wow. Perfect. If we each were covering one of these right now, that'd be spectacular.
It would be. I'm going to very much doubt it, though.
Yeah, I would doubt.
I mean, besides like knowing people, they're the weird ones. They're kind of like odd. But there's one that could cover everything. So just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right.
A couple of weeks ago on January 17th, it was a double holiday. One very specific hot buttered rum day, which I've never had, but could be good. I don't know.
Butter beer, had butter beer.
Right? It sort of like
And
feels
rum.
like that kind of thing. Kind of feels
Yeah.
like maybe, I don't know, like an alcoholic butterscotch candy.
Yeah.
Might taste like
Mhm.
that. But then it was also Bootleggers Day. And that can cover a wide spectrum of things. I don't know why I always thought like bootleg was gin, but that's bathtub gin.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
moonshine is
bootlegging.
what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Yes. Moonshine, apparently also rum running was associated with bootlegging.
Mm-hmm.
And then whiskey
Good.
and
I'm covered.
and champagne.
Oh,
So like
okay.
Oh.
yeah, kind of the weird, it's like very specifically because it was like banned, it was like French champagne that everybody wanted. So it's very specific
I
funnel.
mean, the real
like,
stuff.
The real stuff. Yeah. Not just like
Yeah.
sparkling wine. So
Mhm.
I learned something. This show teaches me. The more you know.
Yeah, well, if you ever find yourself in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, they have a moonshine distillery down there. I visited it quite a few times. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
And not me personally, sadly. It was a gift brought back for me. But I
Is
figured
that actually
what
from
better time?
Gatlinburg?
Yeah, it is.
Would you just?
It's like the little old
Oh.
smoky.
Yeah, Old Smoky
Nice.
Distillery.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, it was a present brought back, and I was like, obviously, what better time than right now? So
Mhm.
We did
That's
a
what I
tasting
got
there, my
today.
dad and I. We did a tasting of all their moonshines.
yeah, they like I got like a sampler pack of all these like mini ones. I was like, I didn't know moonshine came in flavors, but yes, it does.
I mean,
It's like
when you do a
adorable,
tasting
like
of,
fruit punch, blue raspberry, like all this kind of moonshine. I don't know that they were brewing that up back in the day, but
No.
right?
No.
No.
When you do a tasting of moonshine or a number of like, hard spirits, after 5, doesn't matter. Like the taste is just, I get the smallest sip to really appreciate all of them.
Well, with Old Smoky, it was after 3. I was like, "It's friggin' great."
guys
This
do
is
real good work.
amazing.
Real good work.
It tastes so good.
I bought 2 mason jars of that stuff back to the
Nice.
to Minnesota, and I kept it around for a while. And I used it at a wedding. We did a wedding toast, and the only thing we could find in the room was Dixie cups from the bathroom. So we all it was like 6 of us, and we all took Dixie cups. And I bought it was like the pure moonshine. Like it was unflavored. It was like the big stuff. And I poured it in there, and we were making a toast. And within like 30 seconds, it started eating the wax.
I was gonna say, like, drink it fast, yeah.
It's so strong. It eats the wax. Oh, man.
So
God.
good. It was so good.
Everything about that story is perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, obviously we
Bootleggers
know what
Day.
I'm celebrating, Bootleggers Day.
Yeah.
The 2 other holidays are kind of in the, warm alcoholic beverage vein. On January 20th, it was Porter Day. And on January 25th, just 2 days ago, 4 days ago. Whoa. It was 2 days ago when I wrote it. It was National Irish Coffee Day.
Nice. Well, if this was a different time of day, it might be a good
Mhm.
one. But yeah. Okay. Well,
Or
yeah.
if you still had a
Andrea, you have-
newborn, might
Yeah.
just want to stay up, but also not want to stay up.
It's a difficult balance, that's for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
All right, so Andrew, you have the bootlegger, you have the moonshine. If you
I
got the hard
do.
stuff, you should let me know. MJ, you said you had whiskey, huh? What
I
you
do,
got?
but it's a girly whiskey.
Okay.
Mixed drink whiskey.
Define girly whiskey.
It's a Jack
Oh, so
Daniel's
it's wild
Tennessee
turkey?
honey lemonade.
Ooh, yum though.
Chicken with
well,
onion.
Tony loves
love
the
a good
Jack
whiskey.
I
Daniels.
love it. It's so good. And it's cold. Crap.
What's embarrassing is I was like, oh, so you're drinking Wild Turkey, which is like just a regular whiskey, but I just wanted to like throw shade out there to anybody listening who likes Wild Turkey. And then she's
Wow.
like, no, it's Jack Daniels. And I'm like, oh, well, shit. Because that's like I'm a
okay.
huge Jack Daniels.
Tony's
I
just
will
like
take-
rewinding.
I will take Wild Turkey over Jack Daniels any day. Wild Turkey actually has
Bite,
some really
bite,
good
bite.
stuff. Wild
Oh,
Turkey
yeah.
rare breed.
Oh, this is really good.
That's good.
It's
I'm-
a
It's like a perfect
refreshing
summertime.
lemonade with some warm honey whiskey.
We've given Tony
So
plenty of
gross.
shit for
It's
the
good.
Jack
It's
Daniels.
very on brand for you,
love,
though,
but-
MJ.
It is honey bee,
Yes.
honey
Mhm.
whiskey. It's actually really. Shut up. It's good.
I respect the game. That's good.
Mm.
All right, Tony. All right, what do you got? You got your regular Jack there or what?
Peach bubbly.
Peach bubbly. What?
Like
I
Tony's
don't believe
out
you.
here
Let me
throwing
see it.
shade, and he's just like, "Look at my peach bubbly."
Oh,
I-
buble even. Okay, yeah, not even.
I have no alcohol in the house right now. I'm out.
Bro,
after the Detroit
I
game.
don't even drink, and I'm drinking.
Oh no, I did, but
What?
I saw Detroit melt away from the 49ers, and I was pretty much the end of my alcohol.
Boy, do I know how that feels.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't drinking because I was upset. I was drinking because I was like, "This is just nuts."
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I know how that feels to watch that game melt away and the 49ers just come in and steal it.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one. But as a Vikings fan, I have a sigh of relief that they didn't go to the Super Bowl.
Why? See, you want our
Because-
division to represent. Why would you want?
I do, but I'm also a selfish NFC North fan. So like, if they made it to the Super Bowl, I would have been happy. But then I would want them to lose because then they would know how we as Vikings fans feel to have
Wow.
that taken away from
Petty. Petty.
Oh, I'm so petty.
Sports ball.
But see, I don't want that because I don't want the Chiefs to win.
Yeah,
I want to
I
stare
don't
at
wanna
Travis
do that.
Kelsey and Taylor Swift for like 5 hours. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want
Yeah.
it. I don't want it.
I was telling Nicole that, like, I was saying, listen, like, I like Taylor Swift's music. Like, it's catchy. I get it. And Taylor Swift's, like, a good person in general, so I have nothing against her.
Right?
I'm like-
Same.
Can we just, like, not talk about you for a
Right.
day?
Right? Can we
I
not,
bet
like, have the gratuitous fan shots, like, every single play?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
oh, they set the ball down. Where's Taylor Swift? Did she see it? Like, everybody saw it.
Oh man.
I'm of the conspiracy theory that the
NFL is
Baltimore-
like spearheading this relationship.
Yes. The Baltimore Ravens were
So
never going to win
happens,
that
Tony.
game because the NFL wanted the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl, so Taylor Swift would go to the Super Bowl, so there'd be more viewers.
I mean,
It's
not no.
Yeah.
Not no.
Okay.
Yeah, that was unfortunately some bad football this weekend.
It was. It just
It was
was.
a really, really sad bad football.
MJ,
Hopefully
I
the
get the
Super Bowl
impression
is better.
you're a big football fan.
Mhm.
She is riveted. Her face says, I am processing and enjoying all of this.
Sports ball.
I don't pay much attention usually either, but like towards the end here, often it's hard to not get a little sucked in or something like that. So yeah.
I'm still singing the song that I played as a taunt to that killer in the clip.
Nice. All right, well, I'm going to reveal my drink or drinks here, but first let's get in our next guest. Mike, how's it going?
Hey,
Yo.
going great. What's up?
Awesome.
Hey.
Welcome, welcome.
Doing
you.
well. Back again. I already told everybody about our great podcast last week talking about
Oh, yeah.
Overtake, and they should go check it out. Again, it made things weird because we have separate channels on YouTube now, so got to go to Ohio Anime on YouTube to find it. That's where it's
Whatever
at.
will you do? No one will know how.
Yeah. Okay,
Holy
so
I don't know. Tony and I
well,
had trouble viewing a picture that John sent us on our phones. So, I mean, do we know how to work separate channels on YouTube?
Maybe that's for the best, depending on the
boy.
picture that John
Oh
sent.
boy.
my dad
Tony's at
today was
NASA,
telling me.
though.
Yeah.
I know,
Did
that's
you know he's
awesome,
an
yeah.
astronaut now?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I should have known.
I am an astronaut now.
Yeah. He's actually
was-
in space. They made it look like a room on Earth, and they did like artificial gravity and everything.
That's
I would
awesome.
say, yeah, they glue all the stuff on the shelves. Yeah, like movies.
During the podcast,
Yeah.
Tony's hair is gonna start just like standing up on it.
Oh, that's pretty good. Wow.
Hey, that was good.
No, actually, it's,
Mike.
the cool stuff's on that side of the camera. I have all the NASA Discovery rockets and Saturn V and ISS and all that.
Nice.
That's your mistake.
Next
Put
time
your
we need a whole
shelves behind
display. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you. Yeah.
They see you, Leo. Yep, they see you. Go ahead.
Mike, what do you bring anything to drink tonight? Tony's sitting there dry. Everybody
Yeah.
else has got something.
So dry.
Nope. I'm dry
you
too.
are too.
I'm
All
sorry.
I wake up
No,
at
it's
5 a.m. and I have a drink and I don't drink. What the hell? This is podcast on
Cheers,
the
girl.
box.
I didn't mention it, I guess. Tony and Mike are used to being on the anime show.
Yeah.
We don't record it in the morning, but it's morning in Japan. So we don't like make a thing of the drinks. So
It's less of a.
What's
yeah.
my excuse then?
Which is ironic because I actually drink every time I'm on that podcast.
oh my God, you're switching it up all wrong.
Dude, you just
know what?
you chucked him under the bus.
give me like 3 minutes. I'm gonna go look in the back of my fridge and see what I got sitting around. Just
Okay.
Give me 3
I
minutes.
have.
If it's
I have
moonshine.
something.
Get a Dixie cup.
I can
Say
grab
hello
something.
to your friend in chat. Hi, friend.
If this
Vortex is here. Great.
Oh,
Hey,
sweet.
Vortex.
Oh, my.
3:30 Vortex. You're out of your
It's
mind.
morning there.
All right, I'm gonna
Yeah.
follow Tony's lead. I'll be right back.
Good.
Okay. All right.
But I'll never.
Well, Vortex, we're
Peer
happy
pressure,
you're
peer
here.
I
It's gonna
love
be a
to make
very,
people change their life choices.
Very different kind of stream today, Vortex. It's our anniversary stream. As maybe you saw there. It's been 4 years, so we're just going to be having on a number of guests and talking about all kinds of different things. Vortex says, I woke up from my sleep at around 1 a.m. That's early.
That's
That's
wild.
early.
And unfortunately,
Okay, I'm drinking. I have a couple things
fortunate
I'm
for
drinking
us.
here.
Yeah,
But-
what are you drinking? What's your?
I've got Sierra Nevada Nooner Pilsner.
A
that will
nooner.
Maybe
Oh.
focus.
Ayo.
Mhm. So that's that. Ashley just picked up a sample pack when we were down visiting family the other day. And then I'm making it's a tonic and tequila. So I've got tonic water, some berries. I have ginger, like minced ginger in here.
Ooh,
And,
fancy.
Yeah, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be refreshing, and I just wanted the tequila to keep myself awake, and then the beer to pace myself. So there we go. Not a particularly impressive vessel, but drinks
Does the job.
drinks made. Yeah. Oh boy. Vortex has a
Oh.
joke, I guess.
What
Joke
is
slash
green
riddle.
and kills you if it falls from a tree?
Okay. What is green and kills you before it falls from a tree? Mike, we got a riddle
Money.
here for you.
I was just about to say that.
I don't know. If it falls from a tree, I think it's static, not dead.
Uh-oh. We're gonna have to keep kids away from this because kids believe in money trees. So
Pool table.
I always tell my
okay.
children a pool table.
Ah, nice.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
don't understand. But
I mean, I don't know what it's doing in a tree, but
Why
No, the
is it
tree.
in a
The
tree?
tree is the triangle, like the
right?
right.
Cool.
Is that the rack? No, I don't.
I was thinking it was
You're
the
a
rack.
tree.
I thought that was the rack.
You're a tree. I don't know.
You're a tree.
Whoa.
You're a
Hey.
tree. Whoa, John.
All right, well, let's see.
Moderate this.
That's what me and my other stream friends do. We always do that. Like they'll say something and be like, "You're a tree."
I'll just start muting people. I'll just start
No.
muting people.
I will hang up if you take my voice away.
Okay.
I beat Tony.
Tony.
For the record, I won the race that.
Okay, so
nobody
what
knew
did
we
you
were having.
get?
Okay. All right. Well, did you both manage to get something? Mike, you were first.
So this might look like a glass of water, but it's Tito's vodka. All right, that's
Okay.
and as a backup,
Nice.
in case people didn't believe me, I brought this too.
Okay.
Because I didn't know how judgy you three would be.
Okay. So we're going. Yeah, we got cocktail and beer. We're on the same page there. Tony, how about you? You managed to find anything?
Yeah, I had to dig to the way back of the fridge, and I found those from Christmas. My mom, when she came down and visited, bought these like little Pinot Grigios, and there was one left, so I have a little Pinot Grigio.
Aw.
Hardcore, bro. Hardcore.
And then I had a Chicago Bears fan over for the Vikings Bears game, however many months ago that was.
That's been a bit.
And I have one left.
That is a Bears fan.
And
Bears.
right? And then my wife, when I talked to her about it, I was like, yeah, I'm supposed to have a drink. She goes, what is there? And I showed those two things. She goes, do the Pinot, not the piss water.
I love it.
Nice.
I appreciate again that you have both as well. It's perfect.
I don't think I've drank a Coors Light since like a decade ago when I tried to do a power hour. Because that's a beer to do that kind of stuff.
That it is.
Mm-hmm.
Good call. That's a smart one. My buddies and I, we used to have Red Dog because it was so cheap, but it was always, it only came out once we were gone to the point of not being able to taste it anymore. Then that's what you drank because then it didn't matter anything before it, but it was just so dirt cheap.
Yeah, for sure.
Vortex is asking what we're talking about and also giving us a happy anniversary. We will be talking about quite a variety of things, have a few news articles, but really we're gonna get into here now, like what everybody's been recently watching / playing. So we'll go in order here. Guests, we'll start with MJ. You're here first, so we know you're Dead by Daylight streaming.
Yeah.
Any other shows that have really caught your fancy in the last week
shows.
or month or something?
I don't watch shows. I don't have any streaming services or anything like that. So I really honestly only watch YouTube and Twitch. Like that's what I watch. I know, boring.
Sure.
But no, that's willpower. You're like a unicorn over here.
I'm a unicorn.
You're like a Gen Zer. That's what that is, or whatever, right? Right? The generation down, this Gen Z?
Yeah, it's just Gen Z.
Yeah.
Only Gen Zs watch YouTube and Twitch.
No, but that's what they live on.
I don't
YouTube,
live.
Twitch,
it's not like I
TikTok.
live on it, but with my streaming
But for sources
stuff,
of entertainment.
with my streaming stuff, I go and I support my other streamer friends, and I mod for somebody. And then, so yeah, I haven't been watching anything as far as playing. Yes, I play DPT. That is my bread and butter on stream, but off stream, I've been playing a lot of Palworld. I did do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did do it.
Mike just
Okay,
lit up.
MJ brought it up. So let's get it all the way. Myself, Mike, Tony, and MJ, we're all playing Palworld.
Yeah.
So let's see. MJ, what do you think of it so far?
I love it. I mean, obviously there's a lot of glitches and a lot of issues, and but it is very new, very just bare bones and stuff like that. For a bare bones, it's got a lot of really great stuff in it. Breeding like crazy, so that's been fun. I have like a mission to have like certain little teams. Like I have my pretty team who's also really kick ass, especially the more I level up. So I have what is it? An elephidin. It's like a cutie little dino with wings, like butterfly wings.
Cool.
But he's awesome because you can ride and you can fly him. Great. So then I have a Petalia. She's a boss. So I call her Petals. I have a Verdash. He's so cute. He's like a little green fox guy with little knickers on. He's so cute. I have Lunera. I call her Luna. She's really awesome. And then who's my last one that I put on there? I just put it on there. It's like an icicle fox. It has like 3 tails. It's white. It's beautiful.
It's
much farther
Frost
in the game.
Vulpix.
I'm not very far. I'm like level 22, I think. My good best friend, he's also not too much higher than me. He is a grinder of the game. He has been breeding offline, so he bred that one for me. So it was 2 eggs. It was 2 creatures to make that one. The Patalia, he did go fight that boss today alone, but I actually bought that one off of the black market guy.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. I also had at one point the Lavender. She is very saucy. But I had to take her off. I was like, you're too sassy. But my next build, I have them all. I want to have the Queen of the Derps build, which is the Sweez, the little ghosty cats. Yeah. The big guy has a mustache and little ones don't. But I heard that team is actually really, really good at a higher level. I know, but I just can't.
Packed away.
I know. I just can't. I can't help it. I have to have the Queen of the Derps as a team. I also have another team of just daydreams. So they're pretty fun to have. Yeah.
So that's all. Yeah, like it sounds like you're quite a few hours in. I thought Mike was for sure really far, but maybe you got him beat.
I'm a higher level, but I feel like I haven't done as much cool stuff.
You just gotta go travel around. You'll get to those dungeons, and you'll do them. Do the dungeons. They're amazing. And yeah, it's just me and one other person that I'm playing with. So I'm just like, what do you need me to do? I'm here,
so, What do you in general think about it, Mike? I know you're pretty excited about it.
I still want to hear MJ's thoughts on, like, we know what team she got, but I want to, like, all right. What do you love it? All right. It is the game that I've wanted since I was like 14 years old. Yeah, I was still playing Pokemon then. Suck it. It's like,
so talking about
Ben, you mean last year you were still playing Pokemon? Yeah.
I've never let it go, but this is the one that I've always wanted. Like when they said that they were coming out with a Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch, I went and bought the Nintendo Switch. Like that's what sold me on it. I love this. I've always loved it since I was young. And
that's the sassy one. Sorry.
I've always been disappointed, because it's still been the same retread. And this is it. This is the game we wanted. And it makes me so happy that like 50% or more of them are direct knockoffs, because I want them to slap Nintendo in the face as hard as they possibly can. I am so pleased as a big Pokemon fan, a big Nintendo fan. This game makes me happy in so many ways.
Yeah, I do think and hope that they will improve upon like the basics of the game. So like the storage management. The storage management, I feel like, is an issue because so one, your barrels are pretty small anyways, or even your bins or boxes or whatever. But the problem is your little pals will go put shit anywhere. And it doesn't matter. Like if you have stone in one thing, it'll stack upon stack, right? But they'll go put it in another one and another one and another one. So there's no like dedicating them to just do that. Or like if there is a stack of it, like just keep going to that one. So that's one thing that I really don't like right now. I do think like they're building options are very limited. They're very big, they're very square, and some triangles, but there's no triangle pieces for like rooftop. There's no smaller stairs. There's no what was the other thing? Ladders. There's no like the customization for building is very limited. Yeah. It's very big. And building is part of the game that I really kind of like to do. I like to make things look cute and pretty, and
At least it snaps well and stuff, though.
It does.
Like,
It's
played
very
plenty of games
easy
like Ark
to set it
that's
up.
just aggravating to know, trying to line things up
Yeah.
nicely and get them even. So at least it's like, it is simple, but it's clean.
Yeah, and the setting up the pals is very kind of frustrating too, because they'll glitch out on things, they'll get stuck on nothing, they'll go to the back of your building and just kind of stand there because they're like, I want to light that torch that's on the other side of the wall, even though nothing is blocking me from that torch. I for some reason can't get there. There's a lot of shutdowns and stuff like that of the game if you're playing it for long periods of time. It's like I said, it can only get better. I just hope kind of like those little like normal things when it comes to like a building survival game will
Sure.
come into play. But it might be a little hard for the building because I feel like that's something you have to kind of establish right away, because there is things with like character pathing of the pals and stuff like that. So there would be a lot of remapping on their end.
Sure. Well, for those that are watching, some of the footage I've been playing is just from X-Ray Girl. So go ahead and I don't want to push share for nothing. Go ahead and follow her. That looks like some pretty later stages gameplay as well. Tony, okay, for me it is whatever. Tony, what do you think of the game?
I really like it. And I like it for a couple of big reasons. I've really kind of lost my taste in video gaming over the last year. There's just been a lot of just not great things that have come out, and it's really soured my taste. Starfield was a huge letdown for me. Forza was like, I wanted that to be good, and I fought for it. I was like, no, this is a good game. And then the more you peel it back, you're like, this game sucks. I can't defend it. You can't defend it. And then this game comes out, and it's in a beta, and you're like, wow, there's like a lot of really good stuff here, and it's really well done, and it's simple. Like, there's not a lot of complexities to it. The graphics aren't realistic, but they fit. They're cartoonish with this little bit of realism to them. The controls feel flushed out. The world seems like there's more to build on, but the bones are there. And it's for glitches, a lot of the stuff I found is just kind of what MJ was talking about. It's just quality of life changes that will no doubt be iterated upon. But overall, I mean, for me, it's brought back that kind of exciting wonder of playing a game for the first time that you don't know anything about, and you're like, I want to explore. I want to go and look what's over that mountain. Look what's in this dungeon. Oh, look, it's Poke Pals. I need to catch them.
Gotta catch 'em up.
And I think the other big thing, and I'm watching kind of as a purview, is what is the gaming industry going to do? Because there's been a lot of AAA developers that have been quiet and making responses to this game. And I think what's funny about that is if you look at the Steam analytics behind it, it's the number 2, I think, right now for most concurrent users, 2 million concurrent users playing the game on just Steam. That doesn't include Game Pass.
It beat Fortnite.
It's a good game. Let's just say it. It's a great addictive game. And like I said, my bestie Stamos, he does so much in this game. The things that I mentioned that I have, Mike, I wouldn't have them if he wasn't gaming with me. He's such an efficient gamer. I'm telling you, he's so efficient at gaming, and he's really good at grinding a game. And he's looking up what I can breed to give MJ this cute pet, right?
Sure.
I come in, and all of a sudden he's like, I have a gift for you. I'm and I'm just like, oh my gosh, my anime eyes happen, and then just get so excited. But it's so fun. It is so fun. And it's even if you die, it's not devastating, right? It's not devastating. It's easy to get to your body again. Yes, you might have to repair that armor and stuff. But it really is just the little like quality of life. That's a great way of putting it, Tony. With the pals have ADHD, I'm telling you. You want them to do their one task and they like go off and do it for like 2 seconds. Like, oh, wait, there's a tree. Oh, wait, I need to do this rock. So if you can, I will say, if you can find a pal that has one focus, like seating, put that person out to do the seating because they won't get ADHD. They'll just do seating. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But most pals have multiple things.
Well, I will say, as somebody who's got 500 plus hours or more into like Dyson Sphere program and Satisfactory, which are like 3D resource management games that like you build logistic stations to like basically manufacture things. I saw that at the end of the game and I'm like, okay, it's probably not going to be like Satisfactory's logistic systems. So I'm like, I have to go into this and just not, because like to your point, like they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna run over here. I'm like, no, you need to sit here because you produce
my cake, man.
You make X stone per minute. So if I can make X stone per minute for it.
And they're like, dude, I need a hot spring, man.
Yeah.
I need a bath. Yeah. What are you talking about?
They're so cute though when they go in there and they're like,
have you put a marmoset in there? Or Mamarest or whatever it is. Oh my God.
I don't think so.
He doesn't fit. So he sits in and just the back of him sits in there and his front feet like sit halfway out and he's just all giddy.
I have a big panda guy. I can't remember his name, but he's green. He has like a giant green leaf on his head. Mm-hmm. When he goes in there, I just can't help myself but just go up to him and be like,
well, I think Vortex brings up a new point. It's not that we want a new Pokemon game, but we don't want an iteration of the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, can you bring something new to the table?
Right.
And that's what they were supposed to do with like, was it Scarlet and Violet? Was that the new one or was it
Arceus, really?
Violet and Indigo?
Violet and Indigo, whatever.
I think Arceus Legends was like the kind of departure game.
Arceus was on the right track. And so was Scarlet and Violet. They were on the right track. It's just taken way too long. This is the game. I mean, this game wouldn't, I'm going to say this like I know what the hell I'm talking about, but it wouldn't be that hard to conceptualize and build because you have 15, 20 years of people saying, well, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And if you just compile that, you have this. Add that to the fact that you've got successful open world games, right? Like there's been plenty of recently. You've now seen plenty of successful survival games. The franchise fits right into it. I mean, all this is you take Arc, you put Pokemon Arceus into it, and you add a little bit of Zelda for flavor and some Fortnite characters, and that's what you've got. I mean, that's what people are up in a hubbub about. But I don't understand why gamers feel bad about that because those are all great things packaged into one, and it delivers. Like, that's perfect. This is the stuff we've been asking for, and everybody seemed to ignore it until this comes out. It's funny between this and Godzilla -1, we're seeing the little guy shake up these big, corporations, right? And just demolish them. And that makes me so happy for 2024. It's only January, y'all.
Here's this is why I've talked about on the show before about video game consolidation and stuff like that, and how I am not worried about it because this is what always happens. You always get someone that they break off, their company is maybe struggling financially. But they have good IP. They get eaten up by a much larger company. The founders of that company and the backbone of that company leave, start their own studio with a few people of talented veterans and whatever, hire some new people, create their own brand new studio. This technology is available. Anyone can do it. And so it doesn't matter how much consolidation you have because it sprouts up new innovation, new creators, and then people just leave. They take their severance paycheck and they go and start a new thing.
And people are freaking out because they think Nintendo is going to go after them. And I'll say one thing: Nintendo is like one of the most litigious companies in the world. They will come after you for like the slightest mishandling of their IP. The fact that this actually got launched and it's not like being shot down tells you that Nintendo knew about this prior to the launch and they didn't have a case. So they're not going to come back now and do something about it.
somebody modded this game already with a Pokemon mod and like just ported it in, and in 24 hours it was shut down. It was gone.
Yeah.
And the site was down.
That stuff will taken down.
That's how
That's just to,
Nintendo is.
but that's to Tony's point though, right? Like that mod was out there.
They're watching.
24 hours.
Right. That got down, but not this.
Yeah. So people are like, "Oh, Nintendo's going to shut it down." No,
Okay.
they would have already.
I have a secret. Well, a thing that most people don't know. When you go to the dungeons, right, and you get to go to the end boss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't go all the way in. If you see the end boss and you're like, meh, I don't want a Goomoss, walk back out, walk past the torches, walk back in, and the boss will change. You can do that as many times as you want until you get the thing that you want. And I did it last night, and nice.
That's cool.
So do it before they patch it.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, don't patch it.
I have not been watching. Like, I wanted this to be like OG style Discovery.
Me too.
And so I haven't been min-maxing or anything, but every time you tell me one of these things, it gets me so excited. I just want to pull up YouTube and be like, what's the best top 5 shit for me to get? Like, I'm not going.
It is nice to look up like what can I breed together to make something? Because it'd be things that you wouldn't expect. A lot of lamb balls breed with things to make really cool things.
So why are you trying to spoil it? MJ, why are you trying to do it?
All I said is a lamb ball breeds with a lot of different things that will make other cool things. How is that a spoiler?
I've been chopping those bastards up.
No, lamb balls are really, really good. I have a shiny large lamb ball and I have a shiny large chicken.
Nice.
Yeah.
You should probably go to a doctor to get those checked out.
I totally am with you, Mike, in the sense that like I keep stuff limited when I look up. I do want it to be. I mean, if I'm stuck, it's like if game progression is, that's my exception in anything is if I'm cannot progress any further. But otherwise, I don't want to know all the secrets. I don't want to know all the combinations. I don't want to know. That's
how long do you give it
about exploration.
if you're stuck? Like, how long do you give it?
That's a good question. It depends on the game, if I'm really into it and I've struggled with it, and then if it's a puzzle, then I walked away and came back and I still can't get it, then I'm gonna look it up. I used to not finish tons of games because I'm not gonna look it up. I can't.
There isn't anything that you can get stuck on. It's not like a
right. So this is different. This is more like just it's all about the discovery. So if you ruin the discovery,
but breeding, on the other hand, to me, it's just you're gonna waste a lot of cake, which is really especially at a low level, is expensive to make, and it takes a long time to make. Trying to do these weird combinations to figure out something. So if there's something in your mind, like, I really want to make this, how do I do that? I don't think that's a spoiler. I think it's just a logical way of getting to it.
I agree.
I just don't know. So I hear where you're coming from on that. And I don't disagree. I actually did that with Pokemon all the time because I was like hyper into that and competitive, and I needed to breed specific natures and EVs and IVs and all that kind of stuff. But with this one, like, how do you know? Have you looked up like the Pokedex or whatever to know what all is available? Because I
haven't. But my buddy Stamos kind of looks things up when he wants to get to a certain point. Because like we're at the point now where it's like, okay, I think I really like this team, and to rank up your team, you guys know you're supposed to kill versions of them to rank them up. And in order to do that, you have to have more of them. Now, which is easier for you, to go kill them in a boss battle over and over again, which you have to wait an hour every time? Or do you want to both do that and breed one? So you have 2 every hour, because it's like you have to, like, I think the first
breeding them to kill them.
Do you have it? That's the point.
Yeah.
It's so dark.
That's the point, right?
I did not know that was
Pokemon has always been dark, dude. Come on.
I thought you were breeding them to make a slave army.
No, so
that's better.
That big PAL processor. It's basically a food processor to kill them down to rank up your like Petalia. I want my Petalia to be, I think you can go up to like rank 4, but to get to rank 4, you have to
It's 32.
You have
just
to you have to
three.
process like 100 battalias to get up to like.
Well, that's
to
only.
do, but
that's
to
only
do
4.
rank 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's 32 just to go from 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of bastards.
Yeah, it's a lot of them.
Okay,
So
well, on that dark note,
saying.
I was gonna say,
Why do we
gonna,
John,
have to
I feel
talk
like-
about
I feel
anything other than Palworld? God damn it.
I feel like we're one Pokemon / Palworld cross reference away from Nintendo just being like, hey. I hear you.
It's like saying Beetlejuice.
No.
You can only say it so many times.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of what we want to hear from Andrea here. She's been out of the conversation here. She's not playing Palworld. It's so that's.
I know.
So
I
I'm
hid
sorry,
my face in
you know.
shame already, y'all. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
Good.
I
it's
did
all right.
say at first
Repent.
to John, I was not going to buy this game because it was going to die in a month. And then I got gifted it and I was like,
Yeah.
I like this game.
But so you got the best of everything then.
I
You
know.
didn't have
People,
to buy it.
people just
You got
gift
it.
me shit. And I'm like, thank you.
think of all the content you can make out of that game too. Sorry, I'll shut up.
It's
Andrew,
hard.
tell us about
It's hard because
tell us
I'm
about-
like, I do Dead by Daylight. Palworld is like an exact opposite.
That's all right.
We need-
People have diverse likes and opinions, and we
I'm all
want to
about
know what.
balance, light and dark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
there you go.
and
Maybe
we
I'll
want to
try.
know what Andrea's
Yes.
diverse likes
So,
and
Andrea,
opinions
tell us
are.
about
We've got to get to.
Tell us about
No,
your boring non-Pal world life.
Well, I'll sit here and
Yeah, no.
pretend to listen as we play Palworld.
It's not on in
Playing
the background.
Palworld right
Giant
now.
Yeah, I got 2 monitors.
No, so
Just every once
we
in a
know
while,
what's
you're,
going on
mm.
in MJ's life. We got DBD and Palworld, and that kind of goes around some Palworld. But Andrea, what have you been up to this last week or so? That's not Palworld.
Yeah, so I do have the streaming things. So I have been watching some shows. And I watched several shows about food. I've watched the first 4 episodes of Delicious in Dungeon, which is adorable and fun. I love it.
That sounds cute. What is that?
It's
very fun.
super cute. Yes. I mean, the backstory of it is like really simple, and they do like less than 5 minutes of exposition, which is unheard of in an anime. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. They really don't try to go into like a big, large world building thing. It's just like, hey, we're heroes on a quest. We're trying to uncover like the Golden City. And we
we're
got
hungry.
stuck. And we got stuck on a quest. A member of our party got eaten. We got to go save them. But we're hungry and we have no money. So we're going to eat the monsters that we fight and cook them up in like crazy, delicious ways.
Yeah,
I feel like that's an
think it's,
accurate summation.
Their friend
That's
got
actually
eaten, but they're going to
so
save him or her.
Yeah, because she got eaten by a dragon, and apparently they digest very, very slowly
Oh, certainly. Okay.
Ooh.
because they don't move around a lot. They only like are active once a month, and then they spend the rest of the month digesting. So they have a month to maybe save their friend.
Oh, cool. Okay. That's clever. I like it.
Yeah. I didn't quite know where they were going with that, but I was like, you know what? I'll buy it. So
Yeah,
So
I mean,
parched,
it's
I'm
the
going through this
same.
way too fast.
It's the same studio that's brought us a lot of great shows over the years. It's Studio Trigger, so that's why I jumped on it right away, and I'm glad that you're enjoying it so far. And
Yes.
hopefully this next week we can talk about it. And I'm going to bring in one more guest, and then we'll continue with your week, Andrea. But I think this guest has probably been watching Delicious in Dungeon as well. So welcome, Phil.
Hey,
Hi.
how's it going, you guys?
Good, it's going well. We've gotten all the Palworld talk out of the way.
I'm aware. I hung back. I was like, all right, I'm playing a new Switch game. I'm just gonna pick my time and jump in after the Palworld discussion is gone.
Okay, nice.
I really had a lot to contribute. So
No,
I'm glad you stayed out of it because I had things to say.
Right.
I'm actually playing a new Switch game too. Which one are you playing?
Outer Wilds.
Is that like Palworld?
This whole thing just starts over.
I don't think so.
It
I'm just
sounds
kidding.
like it is.
Sounds like a space exploration game.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Actually, I think I know what that is.
It
Outer
gets
Outer
confused
Worlds
with-
or Outer Wilds?
Outer Wilds.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Wilds,
it's different than Outer Worlds.
Yes,
Nice.
correct. No.
Cool.
Yeah, no, but I can talk a lot about Delicious in Dungeon. But first, happy 4-year anniversary. Very exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you so
very
much.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. Appreciate it very much.
Of course.
We'll get back to your new Switch because someone else here, a couple of people have new Switches, so
Yeah.
we'll talk about that.
For sure. Sweet. Do you want me to
but
tell
Andrea-
you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This could fall into the bootlegger section. I don't know. It's a, or maybe not, but it's a Russian Imperial Stout.
Okay.
I forget the microbrewery, but the name of the beer is Old Rasputin.
Oh yeah, I've had that before.
Nice.
Yes. So
And,
good.
I'll tell you in
That's
Russian.
that's hardcore
Yeah,
stuff.
it's really good.
That'll
It's
put
quite
you on your
heavy.
ass after a couple.
Yeah.
Will it? Okay.
Yeah, it's strong.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's
what did
quite
you just say about my butt?
Okay, Andrea. Delicious in Dungeon. What else?
Yes.
What has it been?
Other food related things. I've watched the first 2 episodes of The Bear, which were really good. That is not a comedy, yo. That is, I mean,
I didn't think it.
like
yeah.
there were funny moments, but like there is no conceptual way that this is a comedy.
Was it supposed to be?
What?
I don't think so.
It's like nominated in
It's
awards
advertised.
for
Maybe
as a
like a-
comedy.
Maybe a
Wait.
dark comedy or something.
Yeah,
We're
I feel like
talking
our sense of comedy is really warped because that's not it. It's a great show, but it's just not like,
The one with Lip from
No.
Shameless?
yeah.
Huh. I can't remember
that a
laughing
co-
a single time.
Is it a
I know.
comedy in the same way that Shameless is a comedy?
Shameless
is not a comedy.
Shameless is more of a comedy than The Bear is.
Oh well, yeah, okay. I don't even think that's comedy particularly. So I mean, it kind of is. But
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, is Shameless not a comedy? I thought that was a comedy. I
They
didn't watch
do
it.
advertise it that way, actually.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't watched it either, but that is kind of marketed that way.
pretty.
Yeah, I feel
don't
like-
know, it's pretty heavy at
I-
times. Pretty.
I feel
dark.
like in
Well-
general, we've just sort of started accepting like dark comedy or like dramedy as just like comedy. Do you know what I mean? Like
Sure.
there is no like, I don't know. It's just so much more common than before.
I
I'm
have
the
a dark sense of humor,
clowns.
but there's a limit.
Well,
Yeah.
so what's The Bear about?
So it's about
Yes, I know this. Actually.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's about this like chef who comes home from like working from one of the highest class, fanciest restaurants in New York, I believe. And he comes home to run his family's original beef of Chicago sandwich shop. And he's met with a lot of pushback by all the staff there. Because he's like, I have my very like set, refined way of doing things. And they're like, yeah, no, we don't love that. And so he's like fighting to keep the business open, fighting to like keep customers, reinvent the way that they're doing things, bring a little bit like his flavor, if you will, to the shop and to the sandwiches. I'm only 2 episodes in, so this is all I got here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Like one of the first ways like he thinks of to like bring customers in is like a gaming tournament on one of like the old, like arcade video
Interesting.
games. So, and then everybody like comes in and has to like buy a sandwich to enter the tournament. So,
Oh,
Yeah, I've
So,
noticed there's a
where
lot
are
of
you watching it?
mismarketing of.
say what?
where are you watching it? What's it on?
Hulu.
Okay. All right.
It's like
And
it's
Tony,
like
what
the
were you
first time
saying?
I've opened Hulu in months. I forgot I had that. So,
Sure, yeah.
way to get my money, Hulu.
It just does not sound as good as Delicious in Dungeon, I have to say. So
It's about that balance.
Very
They're both
different.
about
Yeah, very
food,
different.
dark, light.
Well, there's a lot of mismanagement of marketing for shows recently. FX does it a lot with their shows.
Yes.
Like Paramount does it too. Like Paramount markets that Halo is good, and we all know it's not.
Well, they're going to try to market that it's good. They are going to attempt that.
Right. Their own
Yeah,
show. Okay, I want to talk
Yeah.
about mismarketing for the last show that I'm watching. Because
Okay.
I watched the first episode genuinely so confused a long time ago. It's Beef on Netflix. And I genuinely, when I started it, thought it was a show about beef because the teaser was like these people eating like a mushroom pizza. And then like the title came up and there was like pieces of a cow everywhere. So I was like, oh, it's like a show about a beef industry. And maybe they're like, you know, fighting with these people who want to make mushrooms the new beef or something. And I watched the show and I was like, what is happening? I don't understand anything.
I think it's like we got beef.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then I learned that after,
Which
and
I've
now
never seen
I
before.
started rewatching the show, and it's actually good because I understand what the F it's about.
Hold on.
Do you know
I
what show
didn't know this.
Do you know what show on Hulu is actually like surprisingly funny? Only
What's that?
Murders in the
Yes.
Yes. Yes, that's a good
Okay.
one.
I get my shows in a way that I'm not telling about, but I love Steve Martin and I love.
I haven't
Oh.
seen season 3 yet.
How much did I watch? Because I watched I think the latest season while I was on spleen healing.
Was Paul Rudd in it?
No,
That was season 3. Paul Rudd's in it.
is he?
Mm-hmm.
MJ,
I was
so
on a
you
lot
didn't
of
have
stuff.
to tell us. You didn't have to tell us you didn't have any streaming services. You could have
Well,
just
my
said
dad-
you'd seen
my dad
certain
has-
shows.
My dad has streaming services,
You don't
and
have
that's
to-
who was
you-
taking care of me. So
Yeah, we didn't need to know how.
Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, John
Just
gets
kidding.
angry at me. because
You
he
purchased
paid
all
for
streaming
half of mine.
services.
Oh, okay, hold on. What, Tony? What were you saying?
She was joking.
Oh, I was backing MJ.
My
up. I was
dad-
like, well,
my
you know,
dad
John
has
gets angry at
streaming.
me because I only pay for half of mine.
Okay,
took
okay.
my
Oh, well,
parents-
Admitting a lot of things online here. Okay.
I took my
All right.
parents' streaming service.
okay. We didn't need to know how.
Shut up.
We just
Divvy ours up.
asking
Shut
what
up.
it was.
I
Okay,
was
well,
using
that's
Mike's
that's a
Formula
good
1 for
variety.
the longest time.
Oh yeah, sorry, I canceled that.
I noticed.
Formula One sucks. I'm tired of it.
But yeah,
Continue.
Only Murders
So-
in the Building is good. You guys should watch it if
Oh,
you have
that's
not.
really good.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new
Andrea-
season, MJ?
I think it was the latest season.
Like
it
the
was
third
in
season,
October that I watched it though.
Okay. We kind of watched both the first two seasons. Then when the third season came out, it just had been so long. We were like, not.
Mhm.
I don't know. We just haven't watched it yet, but I hear good things. Meryl Streep's in the third season, right?
Yes. Okay. Yes, I did see it. Yes.
Okay. It's
Yes.
pretty good.
It's good. It's
Phil,
still
what
good.
do you-
Phil's
you
playing
playing?
that game right now.
I mean,
Yeah.
no, I'm
No.
not. That's a big fat lie. How dare you?
God.
Yeah, I was.
Don't make me turn Palworld on.
Oh my gosh.
You'll never hear from me again.
Okay, so Andrea, how did you come across The Bear? Like, why did you choose that? Being you haven't turned on Hulu in forever. And then Mike, you sounds like you watched it. Let us know what you think about it too.
Alan recommended it.
Okay.
And I was like, I was literally like in the middle of watching Beef. And I was like, this show isn't about beef, but I know a show that Alan talked about that actually is. So what if I watched something that I thought was about beef and then something that actually is about beef?
Hold on.
That's
By
fine.
that logic, you should have
That's
expected like a grizzly bear to.
I mean, the only
Like
reason I didn't
storming
is
through
because
this
Alan
restaurant.
said things.
I did
Right,
watch
right.
Bear. I did watch
But
Bear.
there was a bear that popped up in the very first episode.
Right in the intro. Yeah. So then you really should have thought it was about grizzlies.
About Bears.
The bear.
I
Where
don't know
is
what
this
these
bear?
shows are doing. Pulling the
Chicago
bait and switch.
Bears.
Bears.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's only
Bears,
one
Bears,
season,
Bears.
right?
I think so.
The
Yeah,
bear.
I watched it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Keep watching it.
Nice. Okay. All right. The Bear, beef, perfect.
Battlestar Galactica.
Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah. Bear. Beef. Battlestar Galactica, not beef. Bear. Beef.
Our friend Tay, who was on
Yeah.
one episode way back in the day of the podcast,
He
he's
was.
like lurking in the background
him.
here.
Yeah, he's in the
He's
chat.
mhm.
The OG.
He has
He's in the
it
private
has two
chat here.
seasons now, I guess.
Why
When
isn't
I
Tay
watched
on?
it-
That's what he says.
Tay
When I
should
watched
join
it,
the
only had the
stream
one.
then, I feel like.
Well, if he wants to come in here, I told him to let me know because he says he's lurking. So if he wants to be in here,
All right.
You know, it'd be good to
Get in
see
here, big guy.
see a camera maybe, and I'll drop him in.
He's
He's
pantless.
pantsless?
Well, good
He's
thing.
pantless.
Me too,
Well,
dude.
don't
You don't
point
have
the
to see
camera at the
down there.
pants.
Mike
Where do
never
you
wears
think the
pants.
camera's gonna
Exactly.
Phil is the only one that has a crotch shot, so you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I'm wearing
thrust it.
pants.
Hey, yo.
That was for the fans, Phil. That was for the fans.
Gotta give people what they want.
Yeah,
Wait
I
for
would
the
have had
feet.
the solo layout if I was ready for that. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
that's what you get for the
Let's,
anniversary stream.
Yeah. Let's see. So we've got MJ's week. We've got Andrea's week. I'm gonna go this way here. Tony, what else has been in your week that you've been watching?
Let's see here. Well, Delicious in Dungeon, I binged Overtake because I had to finish that for the last podcast.
Yep.
Nicole and I I'm watching a show that Nicole really liked years ago called Covert Affairs on Peacock. And
Okay.
so that's it's a show about a CIA agent girl who's trying to topple, she's like
Is
going
that with
rogue trying to
Piper Parabo?
It is.
Yeah.
I think it's
Oh my
called
god, I
A
haven't
Fair to
watched that in a
Remember. I think you're
long
mistaking
time.
that one.
Fair to remember. No, so we're watching
Maybe not.
Covert Affairs. It's a one of those intrigue type of government cover up type CIA shows. Pretty fun. It's lighthearted. It's kind of campy, and they play into that.
Okay.
Outside of that, I think it's been mostly a lot of YouTube stuff. But I've been doing Luigi's Mansion 3 on Switch, and then Palworld, and then in and out of Dyson Sphere program.
Nice.
You got your,
even need
you got
the
your
Dyson
Switch
Sphere.
delivered there, did you, Tony?
I did. It showed up. It's right here.
By a how nice.
An anonymous
Friendly
donor
neighborhood
sent me a Switch.
vendor.
It was John. John did it. It was John.
John.
Guys.
John sent
It
me a
was John.
Switch.
Yeah, sure, John. Yeah.
So I
Oh,
went and it was John.
I thought it was Mike. Oh, okay.
No, Mike did not. Mike was going to
I
buy me a
I
new
was
one.
ready to, and then John's like, I'm literally gonna send him this one.
Oh, so you okay? I got you. Yeah.
And
You
like-
did have an extra on that after all. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Like I got the package and I was just expecting to be like a shrink wrapped, Switch and just like whatever. No, it's like professionally packed and it's got like this leather case and he's got like it's
Wow.
all cleaned up and everything. It was like
Yeah.
factory reset.
Really?
And then
You
it's,
expected shrink wrap from John?
I was like just gonna throw it into a box and send it.
Come
And then,
I,
and then
I,
he
I'm not
bought like
surprised that he just
he bought like
got it all
screen
in there.
protectors and I'm
Yeah.
like he wants me to put screen protectors on it.
Do it. That's awesome. You're cool,
Now
John.
you're in the
That is
club.
really cool.
So
Oh,
I went
well,
out
I'm
and
glad you're
bought
liking it.
Luigi's Mansion.
Glad you like it.
So.
Nice.
It's good. I'm excited about like Nintendo is one of those ones like I played so much N64 and GameCube and I never got into the Wii.
Yep.
That
Mhm.
came out in college
Same.
and everyone had the Xbox 360 because COD. So you had to play that.
Sure.
And then I recently got back into Nintendo games and it's like this weird kind of like, oh, they're fun and they're like lighthearted. It kind of brings you back to that like simpler time where games didn't
Yep.
have to have like some coherent universe that had to
No.
follow.
No. There got games
Nice.
like Pikmin where you're like, what is happening? I think I'm collecting little humanoid like miniature people. I'm not exactly sure what's happening, but
Pikmin, Animal
Sounds right.
Crossing.
yeah. My girls are obsessed with Animal Crossing, and my wife, all my girls. They're just like Animal Crossing for several hours. Literally, we got home from a car trip today, and Dana like was in the van in the garage as I was loading it, and the girls are in the house for 15 minutes after we got home, trying to finish up like a couple things in Animal Crossing. I was just like, and she had a thing with her mom and her sister. I was like, you have to go in like 10 minutes, but just so you know. She's like, I just got to finish this one. I was like, I'm just telling you, you're an adult. I mean, I'm just telling you, what time it is.
When that came out on GameCube, and the very first Animal Crossing came out, because you had to have your own memory card. It needed one memory card to play because it had to load and it would fill up one memory card. And I when that game came out, I was in middle school. I played the absolute shit out of that game, like hours and hours. I probably have like 800 hours into just the
Wow.
original GameCube Animal Crossing.
I didn't realize it was Wow, that shows my
Yeah.
See,
lack of knowledge. I thought it was new for the Switch.
Mm-mm.
I always think I'm gonna be into Animal Crossing, and then I play it, and then I'm like, womp womp womp.
I have not played the new one, so I don't know if the new one's good. I want to buy the new one.
It's great.
I want
wait
to like
till-
it. I want to like it.
Yeah.
I think
Wait till your Palworld obsession has receded.
It
I
will not.
think Dana started playing it because the girls were playing it, and she needed to be able to like give them some pointers here and there.
Yeah,
But she really, I think, grew to really love it in her own right. So
I did. I tried. Tried playing the new one the minute I got this one, and
It's a
not
chill
really-
game, you know. It's chill. Like it's it's one of those
I don't
games that,
like
as long as you
chill
don't
games.
put a pressure on yourself to get through it fast or something,
you
it's
can't
just
get
relaxing.
through it. You can't.
Well,
That's the point.
I
I'm
mean,
like, I want to do
but
more, but
kind
this
of.
day is done.
See, then you're not enjoying the relaxing part of it. You know, you
What do you mean
gotta
the day
just
is
take your
done? It
time.
runs on a 24-hour cycle, doesn't it?
Yeah,
John,
it's
did
like
they
I
change
got
that?
yeah. It's real time. I mean,
That's what I mean. You get on, you do a couple things, and you're like, I gotta go.
And
now.
then it's we in 12 hours, and it's nighttime. Dang it! This 12 hours. It needed more.
It wasn't enough.
Yeah, no, I think you'll really like it. I the first one I didn't like because, well, I at the time didn't like it because when I would leave and not play it for a bit and come back, time has actually elapsed.
Yes.
And so everybody's like, "Where have you been?" You know, I thought you don't like me anymore, and you have bugs in your place, and it's like I don't need this guilt right now.
right, John's like, I
so-
don't like you anymore, actually, and that's why I left. And now I remember why I left. So.
I should log in like right now and see how of a shit show it is
What's
right
funny? What's funny is if you go and like people will take screenshots now. It's like a meme where they take a screenshot of the original GameCube version and they show like their talk to like one of their residents and the amount of time that's passed. They'll say it, and that's like how high is it for you? And they're like, oh, I haven't seen you in 3,400 days.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great humor, honestly, too, in those games. Like little subtle things, and the characters are funny, and
Yeah.
it's I get the addiction for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, so Tony, you're liking your Switch. MJ, I know your Switch is pretty new. And then Phil as well. So what other games? See, Phil, you said Outer Wilds.
Yep. Yeah. So it's like I don't think it's like an action game. Like I don't think I have like a gun or anything like that. It's like a space exploration game, but you are like this alien guy. And then, it starts out, you're on a planet, you're like in a solar system, and you can kind of like explore the planet you're on. And then you have these like little ships to get around in the solar system. And you got to learn how to do, like all the ships use kind of and the jetpacks you use to like wear, they use kind of like a multi-directional propulsion system. So you got they kind of train you in the beginning to like use one of those things so you can like hover instead of like cruising yourself into a wall or something. You got to figure that out first.
Yep.
So yeah, it's supposed to be really good. It's kind of an indie game. That's what for myself, that's mostly what I've been buying so far. Dana beat Dredge, and I'm nearly done with Dredge, which is another kind of like horror fishing indie game, which is super fun. I like the game Hades, which is kind of a dungeon runner. Like you're trying, you're the son of Hades, trying to get out of the underworld, essentially. So that's a fun game.
Yeah.
Do you buy physical copies of your games, or do you like buy them off?
A little of both. So these indie games, I don't know if you can buy physical copies. I suppose you probably can, but those ones I just download off the Nintendo store. And those are, they're like, I bought Outer Wilds for $20. Dredge, I think I got on sale for 15 or something like that. I mean, these are fun games for real cheap.
I might try Outer Wilds. I think that's on Game Pass right now. Let me check.
Yeah, that definitely could be.
It was. I don't know if it currently is yet, but.
So, and then we got all the major, like, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Mario, Super Smash Brothers. We got Pikmin for a gift from Chris and Andrea. So that was really sweet. It's weird. I haven't delved too deeply in it yet, but it's very strange. Have you tried it, Andrea? Did you know much about it?
Yeah, I have tried it.
Oh, okay.
It's fun.
I gotta
It's
maybe
really
just
fun.
get into it more because initially I was like, I don't know what's happening here. This doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
the original one was you played a little guy called Omar, and his spaceship crashed on this planet, and
Yeah.
the spaceship like broke up in atmosphere
Yep.
as it was crashing, and so
Yep.
you had 30 days to rebuild and find all your little ship parts, and you would
Okay.
have to do these little puzzles every day with the Pikmin, and so you'd grow the Pikmin, and different Pikmin had different powers, and you could control them, and
Okay.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Okay.
Wait, Andrea, you said you tried it. Did you get a Switch?
No, sadly,
just-
I tried it on someone
oh.
else's.
Okay, all right. Say you're holding
Really
out on me.
should get a
Huh?
Switch, though.
No secret Switch for me.
Okay, all right.
So yeah.
Okay.
No, really fun.
Mike, how about you? What have you been? Anything else you've been up to other than Palworld?
Say it. Yeah.
Palworld.
And
We
no,
did. When did the three of us do that podcast on Overtake? What day was
Yeah,
that?
it was
Friday.
last week.
Friday.
Friday?
Okay, so after that, I think we got done at like 10:30 or something, and I went and played Palworld till 3:30 in the morning. I'm an adult.
As
I
you
have
do.
responsibilities.
I can do whatever I want.
You're an adult man. You can do whatever you want.
It was brutal.
Mhm.
Then I woke up and brought my son to snowboarding and baseball and made it through the day. And
Wow.
yep, I tried to
And
encourage
all
these
night
two.
again the next
I
night.
tried. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys weren't having it. You were mature about it. I understand. So I've been doing that. Every once in a while I have to like work. Sucks. Gets in the way.
No.
I know. But I watched a throwback movie, one of my favorites, and it's called Warrior. It's from 2011 with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton,
Mhm.
Yep.
two brothers that are MMA. That's an MMA movie, but it's not. It's very much, to me, it's very much in the vein of like what we were talking about with the other, the racing movies that aren't really racing movies. They're about something bigger and
Sure.
different.
Mhm.
The same thing.
Yeah.
And Nick Nolte is
Family.
amazing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the destructive force that that a drunk, abusive father has on his children, right? And how that carries and ripples through. And then the way that both boys experience the same thing, but perceived the situation completely differently and how it shaped them, right? And then the experiences that they had afterwards shaped them and how they see each other's decision, right? So ultimately, the younger brother decided to go with his mom to escape the abusive drunken father. The other son stayed with the father because he, fell in love with a local girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like their perception of each other's choices plays out so well in the movie that I'm talking about all this and it's still a fighting movie. Like that's, I don't know. I'm just on a kick with that kind of stuff. I've watched it twice now in the last week.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What service is that on?
Netflix.
Anything?
Yep, that one's on
Okay.
Netflix. Yep.
Mike, if you want something similar, you got to check out the Iron Claw.
Ooh, okay. What's this about?
That's that new professional
Yeah.
wrestling
Zac
movie about the
Efron.
Von Erich brothers. That's a
Oh,
similar
yeah.
like,
That's
Yeah.
with Lip, right?
yes.
Okay.
And Zac Efron. It's supposed to be phenomenal, but it's a lot. I think.
Is it? Did you?
Mhm.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
But I've heard a lot about it, and it's supposed to be excellent. Zac Efron is supposed to be incredible in it.
Wow.
So-
Okay. Yeah, I do want to see that.
So I don't know
He
that the dad
definitely
in that one
swolled up.
is an alcoholic, but he's certainly like the way he raises his kids affects them like through their
Sure.
whole lives, and it's also about it's a bunch of the dad and then the brothers all were professional wrestlers throughout
Mhm.
in like the I think 70s, 80s, 90s or something like that. But it's
Okay.
yeah.
Wasn't his family cursed? Isn't that the whole thing about the curse
I
on
mean,
that family?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not sure. Yes, I mean, a lot of bad things happen to them. I don't want to give anything away because I mean, yeah. but I think it's
that's in
pretty
the
common
trailer.
knowledge that not all the brothers like are living today and some of those sorts of
Mhm.
things. So. But Zac Efron plays. Yeah, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to give any more away.
I
But,
do want to watch
also,
that. I appreciate that. Phil.
less heavy. Yeah. I think you would like it, Mike, if you like that. Like what was the other one? Warrior.
Warrior. Yep.
I think you'd like that then. Yeah, like very heavy, very intense. But Really good. And then they're remaking Roadhouse with Jake
I
Gyllenhaal.
know. I'm excited.
that's
It's
more
so
like-
ridiculous, but I can't
Or not,
wait.
but like a little more lighthearted fighting movie, probably.
Yeah.
But Conor McGregor is in it as like the bad guy. I mean, it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Did that trailer come off as like not feeling like at all like the original Roadhouse?
I have not seen the original, but I have heard that. So the
original is just like what?
He's crazy.
It's so nuts.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Roadhouse.
I'll probably have to
Crazy
watch both.
Swayze.
Maybe I'll watch the new one and then go back and watch the original.
I would do it that way because the old one is not a good movie.
Right.
It's like a cult classic.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a
It
cult
is.
classic,
Yes.
It's got the
Exactly.
stank of the 80s on it.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it for the fans of it.
I love the
It's
80s.
not an objectively good movie.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the 80s, I actually watched an 80s movie just this last week with my horror group. It was Psycho 2. And I didn't know there was more than one Psycho movie. But this is 1983, it's Psycho 2, and I was not expecting it to be any good. I was expecting, camp and, hopefully just kind of fun for that. But it was actually good. The story was very twisty and turny, and I didn't know where it was going to go. And things paid off. There was questions throughout. I'm like, why is this person doing this? What is happening here? And then it makes sense. So I think a lot of times that doesn't work out that way, when someone's motivations are weird or it just is a mistake in the writing here. But no, it was Psycho 2. It was really good. So I recommend it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's even more Psycho movies. I don't know if they're any good, but
Well,
this one was impressive.
Is that
what
what?
was the?
There's a spree of them.
Yeah.
Psychos.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a Mel Gibson. Was it not Mel Gibson? Who's the guy that spoofed
Vince
a bunch
Vaughn.
of? No, not Vince Vaughn. He in the 80s. He like spoofed a bunch. Like he made Spaceballs.
Mel Gibson.
Mel
Oh.
Mel Brooks.
Mel
Mel
Brooks.
Brooks.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
Gibson.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks. He
Those
does,
two people are very similar.
Very
Very.
kind of close.
Didn't he make a spoof of Psycho called High Anxiety? Because I just
think
remember.
so.
Yeah, and the only part I know about that is that because I
I
saw
don't know.
High Anxiety, I've seen that movie, but it's the one where he's taking a shower and Gene Wilder comes in with a newspaper and he's like, "Here's your paper. He's like stabbing him in the shower with it. It's with a Psycho soundtrack.
That's funny. Huh.
Mm.
No,
Yes.
I've never heard of that one.
I've never seen
High
it.
Anxiety. It's pretty good.
Yes.
Cool.
Mel Brooks. Cloris Leachman. Oh boy.
Oh man.
There you go.
I
Mhm.
watched Young Frankenstein for the first time like two Halloweens ago. It was like a revelation. It was so good.
Shut
Really?
up.
It was oh
I
my
haven't
god, it was so
seen it.
funny. The physical
You
comedy.
haven't seen it?
I hadn't until
No.
just recently, a couple years ago. Yeah.
John just said he hasn't seen. Oh, we have.
John, you haven't seen it?
Yeah,
It's
he
good.
just said that.
Anybody
Oh,
else
it's
had
so
not
good.
seen it?
I have not.
Oh.
Oh,
Do you like Mel
so
Brooks
good.
generally? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, do yourself a favor next Halloween. Watch Young Frankenstein. It is
Okay.
hilarious.
yes.
Oh,
Huh.
so good.
The part of that I always remember for some reason is they're up on the parapets and they're playing like they're playing music or something, and then Igor comes out and he just goes with the with the French horn. He just goes doo 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 doo, and it's like his only scene. He's got this like eloquent French horn.
Yeah. Oh, it's
That
yes, it's
movie's
so good.
so good.
Well, I mean, aside from it being directed by Gene Wilder, if you're at all a fan of by Mel Brooks, if you're at all a fan of Gene Wilder,
That's one of his
God,
excellent
he's
roles.
just amazing in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I love Gene Wilder, but it's just
Oh.
so good.
Okay. Nice. Well, my original concept here was that we would talk about some of the things that everybody was on the show first for.
All right.
So if you were your first appearance on the show, we were talking about this, we kind of bring that up and see where it has progressed, or if you're still interested in it and all that sort of thing.
Can I just ask real quick? Just real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, John. Just real. Are you guys not like in the same house? Do you not have access to the same two chairs that you started with? Because damn, that would have been cool. That would have been cool if you two were like in those 2 chairs, and then the 4 of us are on.
Yeah, those chairs are actually gone. Wait,
Dang.
let's
No,
see.
I don't think they are in the same house. Also,
All right. Acceptable.
Well, Andrea and I aren't, but
Yeah.
when we started, we were. I mean,
Oh,
like
okay.
episode 2, I think.
Oh, funny.
I think the second episode, was it our only in person?
Yep.
Okay, so we've done one in person. We're
One
always intending to
episode.
do.
Yeah.
We're always intending to do more in person, and it just is like this is so much easier, obviously. But
Plus,
we should make it
Post-COVID
happen. We should make it happen. Like, we do have to thank our technical director, Alan. He's not one that's going to want to be on camera and stuff like that, but he's normally running our regular shows and stuff, and he does a lot to keep us sounding good and stuff like that when we're live and all
Is
that.
he on
Looking up things
tonight?
for us. He's not. I did send him a link. I said, like, be in the chat if you want or anything like that, because this all got started because Andrea Allen and I were just I was going to be in town. I believe this is how it went. I was going to be in town, and I'm like asking a few people if they are available to have a beer, and Andrea and Allen were, and we met at do you remember the name of the brewery again?
Bad weather, I thought.
Bad Weather. Yep, it was Bad Weather. Bad Weather Brewing. And Andrea and I quite vehemently disagreed about Captain America and Iron Man, and the way that they were and acted and whose side we were on, all that stuff in Civil War. Back in the day when I gave a shit about the MCU. And I thought,
Here
hey,
we go.
this is a good discussion.
That is a good topic back then.
That is back then.
Yeah.
Was.
I don't care anymore, but yeah, it was.
So it's like, let's do a podcast. And I think some people were like, oh, everybody wants to do a podcast, or a lot of people do, and no one wants to start one. So it's
Right.
like Andrew and I and Alan were like, we're going to start one. We're going to just do
Bull
it.
by the horns.
So,
Yep.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
jumped in, figured it out, had our share of technical difficulties along the way, but
Sure.
still kicking.
yeah.
Like that time John forgot to hit go live in that podcast, and then we record any of it. Back early in the day. Oh wait, that was like 2 months ago. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was like, I think it was the one that I didn't like show up to watch. So
Oh, yeah.
Thankfully, that's only happened once. Yes. Oh, man. I mean, well, the different, the reason is we're like, we evolve, and it's over time. It's been slow. Like I don't dedicate enough time to this, or whatever. But it's been slow, and like trying to improve some graphics and try to have some better intros and try to have some timestamps when I can, and make some clips and make some shorts and all that sort of thing. And like this now, there's no way that you guys could pop in and out with our other methods, so I wanted to have this as an option to be able to do streams and stuff. So yeah,
Plus,
it was a
Alan
new
a break.
process. Yeah, it's a lot for Alan sometimes for him to sit there and listen to us go on for 2 hours about something, and then he's got to like pay attention enough to put the slides on or whatever. That's I'm sure not always
Judge
the
Judy
most fun
us
thing.
when we ramble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably playing
He always
Palworld.
plays. I don't think he is. I have been playing Lethal Company with Alan though, and that's been a really, really fun game. So
Lethal Company. That sounds familiar. Is that the one with the 2 guys that wear masks?
up to 4. Yep, up to
but
4
you each
unmodded.
have like
Yep.
this painted Kevlar mask on, basically, right?
It's more like a spacesuit. More like a kind of a spacesuit you're wearing.
there are
Oh,
mods that can make you look
Okay.
like you're wearing something else, but the generic like baseline game, it's like
like Among Us, but
yes,
like adult
but
Among Us.
humans.
Yeah. Yes. That's a good way to. Mike, I can't hear you.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Excellent.
Okay.
That game looks hilarious. Have you been doing shenanigans, or are you
is.
playing it normal? It is. Nice.
Well, we play it normal, but just craziness ensues. I keep meaning to take game clips of Palworld, but I realize that it's just fun for me, but I don't have the moments of like hilarity or oh shit moments as much.
Right.
And so I don't think to record something. But in Lethal Company, constantly it's like, oh my God, that just happened, or that's really ridiculous. So
Yeah. Like watching John just fall in a hole for no reason. It's like the same room and the same building, and he's just like, bloop. I'm like, he was holding the bottles.
I changed my gamma settings a little bit because there's this way this room was laid out. It's like, why is there just no floor? It's a massive pit in the middle here. It makes no sense. So I always thought it was just floor. It was just dark in there. So I just jumped over a railing and into a pit several times. It took me a while to learn that.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Not once,
That's amazing.
but 4 times.
The game has definitely made me improve my keyboard mouse gaming skills, though. I've definitely got a little better at it. So, okay. Well, if anyone wants to talk about the thing that they initially were on the show for, we certainly can do so. I was going to bring up Phil's, but it's like at the same time, we were going to do a full episode discussion with JP and Chris and you and whoever else wants to be in on the Castlevania from Netflix discussion. Because we talked about that, but we haven't discussed the latest season. And so I thought maybe we should still wait in case that, magic moment ever arises.
That's fine. I did go back and look. I couldn't remember exactly, but I just went back and found the oldest Google Drive show notes that I could find. I was like, it was Castlevania. So I'm pretty sure it was Castlevania. That was the first time I was ever on, back in like.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Yeah, right. It was like, I think after season 3, before season 4, and then I'm pretty sure I was on another time or two for season 4 Castlevania. And then I think I was on a couple times for the Wheel of Time series, TV series. And I think there might have been one other random episode, and then I've become kind of a regular on your anime podcast, and I think that's kind of where we're at now. So that's kind of it. I mean, and we don't have to talk. Yeah, we don't have to talk lots of details about Castlevania. We've talked about it plenty on various pod episodes. So, and we're gonna again in the future. So, but yeah, that's what gave me my big break, as they say. Really launched me.
Mike, I think you were on for Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Westworld. What was Westworld?
I was one episode for Westworld, and then I think it went dark. I had been lurking, just like leaving little comments, after some of the videos for a while, and eventually like, just stop doing that.
Just lurk with us.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Yep.
So I wasn't more common or regular until the Demon Slayer stuff. Yep.
Okay. Tony, what were you on first for? Do you recall at all?
Well, I remember that what I was on. I mean, it was a big episode. I remember it being a big episode, and that topic is still vital today.
That would be.
I don't know what it is.
I thought you were saying it was a big episode because you were on it. I mean,
no. The funny thing is I remember the John. It's very important. He's like, oh, it's got like 1,500 views, and I was like, oh shit, seriously? But I can't remember.
Was it like Moon Knight or?
Moon Knight was the first structured one I remember being on.
No, I know what it was for. It was the Daniel Radcliffe movie. That adventure movie with Daniel Radcliffe. That video got a lot of views.
Swiss Army Knife, remember?
He's with Channing Tatum.
The Lost City?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a funny one.
I love that movie.
That's a great one.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah. That's worth it. Okay.
Really? That was
Daniel.
That was the
Daniel
first one
Radcliffe is a hilarious villain.
Yeah.
He is a hilarious villain.
He makes an amazing villain. What's that one called? The Lost Island?
Lost City.
Lost City.
Well, speaking of Moon Knight, it's amazing you brought up Moon Knight because we got to bring in Pete.
Hey.
Mr. Fantastic, I guess. Pete, how's it going?
It's fantastic, John. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, you bet.
Look at this guy.
Sorry I wasn't here earlier. I was out fighting crime with Moon Knight. my mouse pad and I. What I missed?
Well, I mean, we talked for a long time about the latest video game things and what everybody's been playing on their Nintendo Switches and stuff like that. Are your
everybody
girls
gonna
still
be
into Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing? Yeah, gross. For sure. I love it. Can't get enough of it. I can barely get in my Hogwarts Legacy time anymore.
Okay.
That's a
Okay.
damn shame.
I'm trying to go pro. If there's
You know
a way
what?
that I can.
So if you like Hogwarts, you know what you might like is Palworld.
I'm going to get right on that.
Oh.
Based on the reaction
It's
of
not
everyone,
a-
it sounds awesome.
It is
Yeah.
awesome.
It is
actually
awesome,
is.
but
It
he just
actually
wants
is
to
good.
draw the
Shut up about it.
conversation back. Yeah.
As soon as it comes to
Mike's
Switch, I'm
getting,
all
like,
over it, Mike.
secret kickbacks over here every time he says Palworld.
Are you getting clicks?
He's like,
No.
I quit my job and have gotten a job with Palworld, and now
Mhm.
all hail Palworld.
Nailed it.
I think
That's why you
it's
gotta do
actually
it.
Pocket Pals Inc. is actually the name of the company.
Oh.
Pocket pair.
Sounds filthy.
Well, so I thought it was interesting that you brought up Moon Knight because we talked a little bit with Pete about Moon Knight, Moon Knight being a big favorite character of his. And then you enjoyed the show quite a bit. And I remember
I
we talked to
did.
Mike about it too,
I
and you
did.
enjoyed like some episodes there too. So
I did. I think the ending was a little estranged for me. I don't know if it was maybe because I didn't read a lot of the comics of Moon Knight, but I did actually like the show. You know, I really like that actor, and I like the stuff that he's in, and I thought they did a really good job kind of creating a character that was unique at the time. I'm going to say at the time, unique that they hadn't done before, and so it kind of kept you engaged as to like, wow, is he crazy? Like, what's actually going on? And then kind of brought it up. But I don't know. I felt like it maybe lost steam towards the end, but I can't tell. Like I said, like I've never read the comics, so I don't know if that was in genre for the comics. But overall, I mean, I actually liked Moon Knight. I think it was one of the last Marvel cinematic streaming structure show that I actually enjoyed outside of like Loki season 2. I mean, that was literally, I think Moon Knight was like Moon Knight, Loki, nothing else.
Pete, how do you kind of rank or stack Moon Knight up against the other streaming shows, and how to meet your expectations or not?
Yeah, I am completely biased. So since last century, I've been like, all I wanted was a Boba Fett series and a Moon Knight series since I was, a kid. And then they came out with Mandalorian, and I'm like, I'll take it. And then they came out with Boba Fett, and you can keep it. Yuck. So just having Moon Knight on screen, I'm like, mission accomplished. Right? The rest is gravy. So from his early appearances to what they had on the screen, completely different. So if you're a purist, you're going to get offended. For me, I'm just delighted that I got to see him. I mean, he looked cool. He moved cool. There wasn't enough punching and kicking to make me happy. And when Moon Knight first started, he was analogous to Batman. And Batman was analogous to Sherlock Holmes in a lot of ways because he had the different costumes and the different personas. And that's so what Moon Knight was drawing inspiration from, or flat out copying, when he had the different personalities. And then as time went on, I felt like Marvel tried to come up with the DID, the dissociative identity disorder, to further separate Moon Knight from Batman. And so I'm like, my Moon Knight's not crazy. Don't do that. But I'm an old man yelling at the clouds. So that's who Moon Knight is now, and I thought they did a good job with it. So as an old fan, I was like, when are they going to introduce the cab driver, Jake Lockley? So there was enough going on in terms of Easter eggs with the Moon Knight and Mr. Knight, and then the stretch limo that says Spectre on it. And then at the very end, they introduced Jake Lockley, and he is the crazy personality. So I enjoyed that. In the comics, he did a lot with like Batman, where he had the grappling gun, and they had one scene out of all of the hours where he got to use it. So I'm hoping there's going to be a little more punching and kicking and more Moon Knight. I just show up in the movies, give him season 2, whatever it takes. And I agree that even though it wasn't how I grew up appreciating Moon Knight, the actor Oscar
Isaac.
Isaac, just his body language when it's not just the voice, but his whole body changes when he's doing the different characters. And that was, to me, really impressive as well. Just the nuance of that. I was a big fan.
Yeah.
So sticking on the Marvel news for a minute here, Marvel topic, there is a little news in the interwebs here about this space that might be interesting to you. You've been watching Echo, or had watched Echo. And what's interesting now is there is the Daredevil series, which obviously Echo ties into. And the Daredevil series was like halfway through being shot. They scrapped it and started over. And what the really weird thing is now is they spent so long separating themselves from the Netflix version that now they're just basically embracing it. They've come out and said that the Netflix version of Daredevil is canon. You know, I obviously have D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox back in their respective roles, but they're also now bringing allegedly Foggy and Karen back.
Thank
and
God.
They're actors. And now the latest is the actor for Bullseye will be reprising his role in the new series.
Colin Farrell.
So-
No, I'm just kidding.
Colin Farrell? Please tell me it's Colin Farrell. Because I will watch the shit out of Colin Farrell being
That's
Bullseye.
Ben Affleck Daredevil. That's Ben Affleck Daredevil. Doesn't count.
All this is to say is they went hard the other direction and now they're like just basically doing season 4 of Netflix's Daredevil without the showrunners. They have some, I guess, key creatives back and involved, but the showrunners are not, and everyone else seems to be welcome back to the party. So, Pete, being you watched, I just said it, Echo.
Yep.
You know, let us know what you thought of it, and then how you perceive this news, and then we'll get everybody else to take.
In a lot of ways, I'm really shallow, like comics were meant to be when it comes to this type of thing. Like when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of money. So when I bought a comic, I wanted to see the character. I wanted to see some cool moves. I wanted to see the art, the villains. Story was good too. But, you know, this was something like in the old days, you would have like a VHS tape. And so you watched the same 3 or 4 movies all the time. The same thing with comics. I just kept reading them, the same ones, until maybe I could afford another one. So to me, costumes matter, right? And the Daredevil Netflix series never appealed to me. He just never looked right. Charlie Cox has done really well in his MCU appearances. They got the mustard and ketchup and She-Hulk. I'm like, if it's funny, but I hope it doesn't stick. And so when he showed up in Echo, he was the best part of Echo, in my opinion. I liked Echo until the season finale. I liked the exploration of the backstory. Take me to Oklahoma. You bring in Kingpin. And her fight with Daredevil was good. I needed more of that. The season finale, it was kind of like reading a Stephen King novel where you go through hundreds of pages and like, King's got it, man. When it comes to street level stuff and character motivation, you're like, man, I can see how Torrance would be like, yeah, I got to take the spark plugs out of the tractor so the family doesn't move. I'm trying to keep my family together, man. Like, I ain't saying he should have done it, but I understand where he was coming from. And then it goes mystical and goes to 9 realms. And it's like, where are you going? And so it almost flips genres. If you go from like a mobster movie to all of a sudden, we're cosmic entities. Like it was building up. I understand. But like John and I had talked a little bit or texted because nobody talks anymore. We had texted a little bit that it wasn't true to Echo's powers in the comic books, and I can't disagree with that. But I really like the exploration of Echo's ancestry. I mean, let's take a look, and I think it was the 1200s, 1400 game of lacrosse with American Indians. I want to see that. When was the last time I saw that? Never. So I thought parts of Echo were fascinating. Just the season finale didn't resonate with me. What was the movie with David Bowie and he was Nikola Tesla?
Oh, the magic
The
like
yeah, it was
the Prestige. Is that it?
no, the Prestige was the other one. You're thinking
There's
of the
another
Illusionist.
one.
The Illusionist.
Yeah.
The Illusionist.
The Prestige was one with Hughes jacked man.
I think it is the one.
Yeah, it
with
was a
Hugh
Nolan
Jackman.
movie.
And it was the one where, spoiler alert, there was teleportation.
Yeah.
That's the Prestige.
Yeah.
The Prestige. So it was everything was magic, and there were hints that there was going to be supernatural at the end, but I almost felt like that was a genre flipper as well. Like at the end, the big reveal is da 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 da. I know, this mystic, unknown science, and like, oh, but that isn't what this movie was until like the final moments of the movie. So.
Okay.
So I felt Echo had left me with that same like, you're an unreliable narrator type of disappointment.
Yeah, but the real magic won in the end, though.
And that was friendship.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it was. I haven't seen the show, but that's usually what they go to.
It's literally an enemy, like competitive magicians.
Yep. Were they brothers?
Andrea,
No, they were brothers.
That was the twist. There was a twist
Yeah.
of brothers. So
Yeah.
Andrea, so did you ever finish the Daredevil Netflix series? I know you were
I
like
did.
in season. Okay. All right. So what did you ultimately think, and what was your favorite season?
Oh gosh, I loved it, and I'm thrilled about this like embrace of the Netflix as canon, and like let's just not pretend like it doesn't exist, because I hate that kind
Okay.
of stuff. Plus, like we've talked a lot about, it feels like there are so many properties out there that are so interested in starting over, and it's always too soon. And so I'm glad we're not like starting over from the beginning with Daredevil.
Right. See the accident again,
Right. Like I don't need
Here's the
an
training.
origin story. There's so many origin stories. Like you want
What origin story? It was like a 20-second montage. We never saw him like train with stick and go through his trials of life. I want that.
Well, I
They
mean,
touched on it in the
it was
third season.
interspersed.
though,
you
yeah.
know,
Touch.
It wasn't like it wasn't like movie style because it's a show. So it was like in a lot. It was like sprinkled throughout.
Subtext.
That's why I'm one of the few people who liked Arrow much more than Daredevil, because Arrow split in half. One half of the show was him becoming Arrow, and then the other half was what he was doing in modern times. And there were times where like your modern stuff is goofy, but I'm really fascinated by this crazy origin story that they've invented for him.
I will say though, I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Arrow. Like I've actually never heard somebody say, "Yeah, that show sucks." Like anybody who's watched it been like, "Yeah, solid show."
I would say season 1 was 50-50. Everything that was in the past, awesome. When it was contemporary, some were good, some were bad. Season 2 is like, this is must-see TV. If you check it out, if you got nothing better to do, at least watch through season 2 of Arrow. Really liked it. And so
at least that's a reasonable request. Watch through season 2 versus like I've been told to watch Smallville, and you have to watch through the first 7 seasons, and then it's really good. Wow,
It's like the longest origin story ever.
Is it 12 seasons? Is that how many years? Like
It's
how
at
much
least
is in
10.
Smallville? 10.
It's at least
But-
10.
My favorite synopsis of that was we waited 10 seasons to see a guy we knew could fly.
Super true.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
He did the thing.
He did the thing we all wanted him to do for 10
and that's what you run into, right? Pete, that'd be the concern is if you do split it in half, you lose a lot of people asking, where's Daredevil? Where is Daredevil? When am I ever going to see Daredevil? And even though they took a long time with the suit, he was still doing Daredevil-y things. And that was, in season 1.
Yep. There was a lot of punching and kicking, and there was really good choreography. So it had a few of my favorite elements, but my God, like, do more with stick. Show me all of the other students that he trained with. I wanted that. and instead, they were having relationship problems.
Yeah, I mean, I could have done without that, maybe, or less of that, maybe.
It could have been less
foggy
melodramatic.
and Karen having backstory and more with the side characters, and then what happened to them, and then maybe they'll show up later.
Right.
I will say this. I'm going to plug just quickly off topic with the Daredevil from Ben Affleck. If you have, like, if you compare those side by side, first of all, anybody who's watching this right now, watch the Netflix Daredevil, all 3 seasons, because let's face it, the Kingpin in that movie, or in that show, the guy who plays Kingpin,
D'Onofrio.
Oh, D'Onofrio. Oh, so good. So good. Then go watch Ben Affleck play Daredevil, and then do yourself just the one extra and watch Elektra. Just the cherry on top. Just watch Elektra on top of it. Oh, those 2 movies back to back, dude. Get some beer, get some whiskey, whatever you want, and just settle in. Settle in for a night of cinematic magic.
And you hate people, right? You genuinely hate people. This is known.
Nicole and I couldn't fairly judge. It's been too long.
John, we still have to figure out what that Asian movie baseball, like prison cigarette off the screen. We have got to figure out what that was, because that's a fucking gem of a movie.
Combined power of everyone here, and anyone that watches this at any point. There is a Japanese kind of campy movie that centers around baseball, but you basically kill people playing baseball. Like you hit the ball at ridiculous speeds, and
like
it's very insane,
like
over
it's
the
a
top.
Game. Like who does this?
No. It's the character, the main character, and the players in the movie do this, and it's just zany. It used to be on Netflix, and then it's not any longer. What's that?
Is it anime?
No.
Battlefield Baseball from 2003.
Is that what it is?
See, Google knows everything.
It doesn't sound right. I spent a lot of time trying to look it up.
The main dude.
Did you Google Japanese baseball movie where you kill people?
I did. I tried, and I couldn't figure it out.
Mission accomplished.
Mission
Is
accomplished.
it John? Is it it? I'm
I
telling
don't
you,
know.
the main guy is a gem, because he always has a cigarette. He just goes like this off screen and pulls up.
Is it dead ball?
That is
Getting
a
it off
superpower. Superpower.
It's so good. It's so
I
bad.
really love
It's so
that part.
good. We were laughing so hard. It was good, and we need to.
I'll have to look this up.
watch it
Battlefield
again.
Baseball, and see that.
Now I need
I
to
don't know.
Google. Now I
Do you
need
think
to
he was
Google.
grabbing it from John Carpenter?
I don't know. Maybe it was the best thing ever. Anytime his hand went off screen, you're like, oh, he's grabbing a cigarette
Here,
from the
it's,
ether. Is
Battlefield
amazing.
Baseball is a tough game. It doesn't end until all the members on the opposing team are dead.
I don't remember
You're
that
out.
much murder, but
There's a lot.
I don't remember
Oh
much
wait.
murder.
Oh wait. Hold on. No, I don't think.
well,
no,
I hope this is
No.
it, but I don't know. So
no, it's not it.
everybody,
It's not it.
give us your baseball Japanese movies options here.
The only
I
good.
got a
Japanese
top
movie I've-
5.
five.
Don't think I have any.
What about
Um,
Shaolin Soccer? That was a great sports movie from that side.
No.
Never saw it.
Really?
I've seen clips. No.
It's
Stop it.
phenomenal. It's so
Stop
good.
it.
It's so good, dude. It's so good. Shut up, Mike. It's so good. He kicks the goal. He kicks the ball so hard, and the goalie's doing this, and the ball like hits his hands and keeps rotating, and it burns the gloves off his hands. It's so good.
That could happen in a world.
We've been talking some about the Marvel Daredevil stuff, but I will have another comic book news story here,
Oh, boy.
comic book related. This is on the other side of the pond in terms of corporations.
Aquaman?
That would have been good. That would have been much more
That was a
punny
great
than what I
segue.
have. Yeah. But no, this is there's a show coming out soon that this actress is in, and she's now been cast as Supergirl.
Oh,
The woman
I just heard
from
this, yeah.
House of the Dragon is going to be Supergirl in the new DC universe.
I want to know more about that ad for why this game keeps men glued to their phones. That's what we should be talking about, frankly.
So John,
I mean, I'm not going to click on it.
targeted ads.
Click on it. Clicky, clicky, clicky.
No, I am not clicking on it.
All
No
right,
way.
do it yourself.
Andrea, make him do it.
Oh, it just
It's already
automatically
switched.
changes.
John's
Oh, it's gone.
How
Hmm.
convenient.
John's hiding it. He's secretly
Easy.
clicking it on his computer
Yep.
right now.
He
Away
right
from all
clicked
of you.
open in new tab.
Yep.
You would have seen me do this. You would have seen it happen.
You keep your tricks then.
Yeah. Well,
John
I mean,
said
I was a
mine.
big fan of this actress in House of the Dragon. And I mean,
Yeah.
kind of based on here, I feel like she can look the part. Anybody else have strong opinions?
She looks.
I like her better than Emma Darcy.
From The Flash?
Emma Darcy plays grown-up Rhaenyra
Oh.
in House of the Dragon.
Oh, gotcha.
I
Better
like her
in terms
portrayal
of
better.
just as like you as Rhaenyra, or you think for Supergirl?
I mean, Emma Darcy's not going to be Supergirl, so
I gotta look this
no
girl up.
comment
Hang on.
there. But no, I
gotta
like
look
her
up Emma
portrayal of
Darcy.
Rhaenyra better. I was kind of like digging like younger teenage kind of volatile Rhaenyra. But I like the direction that House of the Dragon is going now that they're showing a more like emotional Emma Darcy.
Sure.
How old
She-
is Supergirl supposed to be?
I don't know. Teenagers. I don't know the age specifically. It was always just teenager.
By the way, Andrea, I had to look up Emma Darcy. I was like, I don't remember her from the show. This is the picture that comes up. I still don't know who she plays.
I've never seen it, so I can tell you.
Yikes.
But
Costume department, good job.
Just like, who is this?
oh yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Good
I
job,
mean-
costume department.
Why is
In
this
case
a
you're
news
wondering,
story
it's-
from across
it's
the
her.
pond? Is
Yes.
my question.
Mhm.
What makes this an
I
across
mean,
the pond story?
No, in the terms of comic book, they're like the competing rival company here. I'm not saying British. It's not
Who-
British.
Who?
Though she might be British as far as I
I
know.
think she might be.
It's
Really,
90%
Alcott
Percent of
might be
actors in
British.
Hollywood are British now.
Yeah.
Who's British now?
I feel like no
Millie
one
Alcott?
has.
All the Targaryens.
Phil's
Yeah,
struggling
everybody.
to follow this one.
I don't know. It's fine. I don't.
I feel like no one really is have his. The sense I'm getting is no one cares about the DC movies. This is what I'm getting
Very
because no
little.
one's like,
No.
oh, Supergirl. You know,
Very
like look
little.
at this casting here. I'm
No.
pumped to see what.
I'm
Here's-
burned out on
here's
superhero
the-
movies and shows.
Here's the problem with DC movies. DC Comics took a darker path than Marvel in the wires. I mean, there are some Marvel out there that's dark. I'm not going to say like Marvel's not dark, but DC tends to have more kind of gritty
Yeah.
type stuff. And so when we sit there and we're like, oh, are you going to make this movie the way it should be made, or are you going to try to make it an all audiences welcome type movie where it's just going to try to touch on every single thing that everybody
Right.
loves, so nobody loves it?
See,
I think it's fine to be gritty, but they're not very good. So
okay,
Well-
here's my problem with DC.
except for
I don't
like,
know what relates to each other. Like, John, you sent
Yeah.
me a message recently that summed it up perfectly where James Gunn was like, this is canon and this is like alternate universe and this exists, but this doesn't
Yeah.
exist and we're going to make this. And I was like, what? Like, we're reversing this movie and this didn't actually happen and this is a dream sequence and this is like, I don't understand what's like, is any movie real? Like, I don't
So-
know what is happening in the
That's-
DC universe because
What is
you can't even decide what
reality?
the DC universe
Well,
They
is.
didn't
let's-
need to make a DC universe. That's the irritating
no,
thing.
they didn't.
Marvel did
They
it.
didn't.
But they're trying so hard.
I know.
And just do it or don't do it.
Don't.
Don't like do
And
it
here's-
and then half do it and then pull it back and then make it so and
Yeah,
then
you
it's
just
the
don't do it.
world and it's the no, stop it.
Here's what
Johnny,
they have right now, and they don't know that
How
they
many
have it.
Jokers are there?
I don't know.
Too many Jokers.
I mean,
Send in the clowns.
I mean,
One Hugh Jackman,
It's
right? So we say
exhausting.
Wolverine. Everybody knows who Wolverine is.
Right.
You say the Joker.
Exhausting. The DC universe is exhausting.
And here's what's interesting though, because they're always like, "Well, we gotta try to let's create one now." It's like, okay, you have Batman, like you just created
We have
the
5
Batman,
Batmans.
which is phenomenal. Like the movie, The Batman that just came out like 2 years ago, phenomenal movie. Then you had the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. Holy shit, phenomenal one. Start there. Just stop. Just stop doing anything. You got Batman. You got the Joker. Stop. Don't try to do all this other weird shit.
You know what those two movies have in common? They didn't give a flying fuck about any other movies that had been made.
Exactly. That's
Which
why
is
they're
great.
good.
Yeah.
Just do. I mean,
Make all your other movies, but don't make them like have to fit in a
Just say,
puzzle.
just do that. Just do the Batman. Just do whatever you're doing there. Just do that.
But then don't do like 6 Batmans. They have like 6 Batmans happening.
Wow.
There's like other Batmans that they're writing right now that are going to be other people, and yet somehow both Batmans have to like exist. Why?
I like the idea of, hey, let's all just keep them separate. They don't have to be connected. It keeps things simpler and all that stuff.
Sure.
But the reality is, as soon as you tell a Martian Manhunter story, you have a Martian Manhunter movie, maybe you have 3 of them. Audiences will be asking, where is the other Justice League members? You just are going to ask that. You're going to be like, why does he never run into Green Lantern? Why has that never occurred? He doesn't cross paths with Green Lantern. You can't, they are inherent in these characters to have a shared universe. It's part of what makes American superhero comic books. Part of
what
separates
Marvel
them
does well.
from the rest of them.
disagree.
Well,
Infinity Arc.
okay. I mean,
Marvel
so you'd be
Infinity Arc
fine
did well.
with Superman never crossing paths with any other member of the Justice League.
As long as the Superman movie was good.
Well, it depends.
Man of Steel. Okay.
But I just think it adds to it when you do get some like cross paths. Like Doctor Strange in Thor Ragnarok is hilarious.
But Marvel can have their formula.
Sure.
yeah.
The reason you're failing is because you're trying to do the thing that's already been done, so it's inherently compared back to that. So even
Plus
if you
they're
do
doing
a
it
great job,
backwards.
well,
They're doing it
there's that.
backwards.
But even if they did a great job,
Mm-hmm.
they would be doing a great job in relation to Marvel's because they beat them to it.
Yeah.
That's
true.
I mean,
That's true.
Comic books have 1,000,000,003 different continuities. I mean, that's the nature of it anyways, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not the thing that is making it bad. What's making it bad is that they can't pull it off, and their standalone movies are great without it. Man of Steel was great. Don't need to see him with other people. By the way, Superman doesn't fucking need anybody else. It doesn't matter. Justice League isn't great because Superman is there. The Justice League is great despite the fact that Superman is there. Like, sorry. All right, I'm done.
No. I mean, it's
okay.
right, Monk, because it's not that you're remaking these movies. It's that you're doing them in a unique way that, at the time, is a very good take on it. Like the Joker was a good take on that character, and you can do the Joker 1,000,000 times because let's face it, it's been done 1,000,000 times. And the only two that they're all unique to the era that they were done. But they don't need to be connected. You don't need to have a multiverse of Jokers. They're just the different movie of this character done a different way, and it's unique, and that's what drew me to that character, or drew me to that movie. Now I
Or if
can't
you
binge
connect
watch the
them.
Joker over and over again because it's dark and it's actually a little
But
too
what if
real.
it were a multiverse?
Like-
That's what I would say.
Shut up,
The
Phil.
whole point is like if you connect them, don't make it feel like an afterthought. Don't make it too confusing. Don't make me have to do like math in my brain to be like, this is like the canon, this is the outer worlds, this is like the new thing. These exist concurrently. These are first and like I don't want to have a chart with me as I watch this movie to be like, okay, well, I'm going to place him here because he's part of this universe, but he never crosses this one. But except when he does, oh, now we got to explain that. Like, I don't need that.
Do you know what it's like trying to do? It's like trying to get into the Gundam universe and you're like, where the fuck do I get into the Gundam universe? And you look it up, and everyone's like, well, which timeline do you want to look? There's DC, there's Ace. It's like, I just want to watch a fucking show about giant robots blowing shit up. That's all.
Yes.
All right, I want to get MJ and Pete in on this. So we'll start with MJ here, and then we'll go to Pete. MJ, what do you think? I mean, have you seen many of the DC movies? Do you care about any of them anymore? What path should they be taking?
I don't really have much of an opinion on it, to be honest. When it comes to like DC Marvel stuff, the last thing I think I watched was this guy, and then I just kind of died off.
Endgame.
Yeah.
Thanos stuff.
This guy. I was like, I don't.
This guy.
Michael Jackson.
Magic Man.
Yeah, white glove on all of a sudden. Yeah. All right, Pete. Well, I know you've had based on some of Tony's opinions, he's just espoused here. You have very different opinions there. Like, where do you think that the DC universe should go? Are you caring? Like, what should they have been rebooting? All that sort of thing.
The movies, the standalone movies themselves, I haven't been overly impressed with. I like the first Wonder Woman movie a lot. I actually like the first Aquaman movie. I had high hopes for Black Adam that didn't go well. I was interested in seeing Aquaman 2, but nobody else was like at all interested, so I guess I'm going to wait till it comes on HBO.
You'll be happy you did. I saw it, man. My son loved it. He's the only one. He's 8.
Okay. Well, again, I always go back to they were originally kids' stories, and if the kids dig them, that's valid. Like, I took my girls to go see The Marvels, and critics hated that movie. Everybody I went with had a good time. If you want to eat popcorn and eat some Bunch of Crunch and drink a whole lot of soda and have some laughs and see some punching and kicking, go see it in the theater. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I have no idea what to do with DC. They went from Christian Bale to Affleck, and if they would have stayed with Christian Bale, maybe things would have been better, just for the continuity that we were talking about. And then a series of unfortunate events where Zack Snyder couldn't do his initial run. They tried to make it more like Marvel. Yep, Marvelize it, and God, that first version of Justice League. I was like, this movie sucks. And then they said, hey, we're going to come up with a 4-hour version of it. I'm like, how are you want to take a bigger shit? What are you talking about? Who's going to sit through this? And of course, I do have some friends who are diehard DC, and DC can do no wrong. And Zack Snyder will, guide us all into the heavens.
Wow.
So then I watched it, and I was like, I'm completely wrong. Like, the 4-hour version is excellent.
It is better. It is good.
You get to see Darkseid show up and get his ass kicked by Zeus and other members of the Greek pantheon. And there is a Green Lantern, and there is a Martian Manhunter, and like, you do get all the periphery. And then they set it up for the future with the parademons, and I guess that will never happen. I don't know. So there was a lot going on there, and I thought that was fertile ground. That could have been a wellspring to really launch some solid movies. But God dang, the follow-up to Wonder Woman was the most insulting piece of crap I've seen. But I think my kids liked it. They didn't hate it. They got to see Wonder Woman running around, but Cheetah was a joke. Blackie Lawless from Wasp looks more like Cheetah than the Kristen Wiig. Yikes. So
I got pulled in by Pedro Pascal on that one. I was like, Pedro, I need to watch it.
Yeah.
Right. But what a terrible
What's
character.
the obsession with Pedro Pascal?
John, if you don't know, you're never
watch
gonna
your
know.
mouth.
It's okay.
Yeah, he is a
He-
treasure.
Mando, the Red Viper, and The Last of Us.
He was
He
excellent
is
in
a
the last.
treasure.
He can do
Yes, he is.
anything.
I will
He's a
say
wonderful
that
actor.
when it comes to like superhero movies and stuff like that, I did like the Robert Pattinson Batman. I thought it was a bit long. I thought there were things that could have been trimmed out of it, but for the most part, I thought it was a really well done movie. It wasn't like he was just this character that had no faults, and because he's a man who puts on a suit, right? I liked that aspect of it. I also really go back to I want my comic book characters, I want it to be represented like a comic book. I want it to be kind of campy. I want it to be kind of cheesy. I want it to be very cartoony in a way. So my favorites are always the OG Batmans that were ever changing and cheesy. And you got Arnold Schwarzenegger in there. And
Okay, I was like, which era are you
Danny
talking
DeVito.
about?
yeah, exactly.
Kilmer.
I love
Are we going Adam West?
and I love
just
that.
watched
I
it.
love that. I don't. I mean, I get there's parts of me that can appreciate kind of like the bringing into the real world kind of look and having it dark and this and that. But I tend to kind of like the lighthearted stuff a lot better.
So the Batman's the exception to the rule for you.
It is because it was just well done. It wasn't just like dark for the sake of dark, but
I get drawn into that because it's got an amazing score, and I think it's maybe one of the best shot movies I've seen in just years. I think just the cinematography is spectacular, and the way
And the
that
story
they
was
bring
good.
Gotham forward is great. So
the story kept you engaged.
I gush about
Batman-
that movie, but
Batman's got a lot of really good. I mean, if you have HBO Max or Max or whatever it is they're calling themselves now, you have access to the entire Batman animated library. So you can get like the original Batman the animated series, which is phenomenal. You got Mark Hamill as the Joker, all that, and then you got like all their animated movies, which are dark. Like there are some that like you got the Killing Joke, which is rated R for
Yeah.
good reason. You got all like the really the good animated ones. And just recently they did have the original Adam West Batman movie, and I text this to Mike and John because nothing in my mind will ever compare when they talk about Batman being like the greatest detective. Like that's kind of his superpower, is that he's the world's greatest detective, and he's standing in a room with Robin. It's Adam West's Batman, Robin, Alfred, and the Commissioner, and they're like, "We got this. Is it the Riddler?" He's like, "I think it is. There's a riddle. Well, how are we gonna solve it? What's the riddle, Batman?" He's like, "What's deadly and sits in a tree?" And they're all sitting there, and then Robin just goes, "A canary with a machine gun." "Right you are, Robin." And it's just like, what?
Like
What?
the pool table, what falls out of a tree?
Yeah, it's just like the most out of left field answer. And then they actually roll with that, like that being the answer. And it's so good. But
obvious.
that's like that. It's like that. What MJ was talking about. It's the campiness of a comic book movie. Like at the beginning of that movie, there's a thing that comes up on screen that talks about that this is built for the love of comic books and those who enjoy the fun of comic books. So you immediately are like, you're not supposed to take this seriously. It's supposed to be campy. It's supposed to be fun and lighthearted. And then, of course, they do the progressions. We got like the Tim Burton era, then you got the Christopher Nolan era, and now you're into this this dark, gritty era.
Reeves, yeah.
I think comic books, American superhero comic books can run the gamut. We can have all the stuff it's fun and lighthearted. We can have something where they try to take it a little more seriously and explore what that means when you try to take something ridiculous more seriously. I think all that's fine. And I do agree with Pete that there was fertile ground there with that Snyder cut version of the Justice League. Like, I think the casting of the Flash was crazy. Honestly, Momoa doesn't make a lot of sense as Aquaman, but they made these things work enough, and the story around them was good. And they could have ignored the failures, ignore Batman v Superman, look, it happened. Mistakes happen, and then you move on.
Mistakes happen.
I just feel like DC often has like a myriad of options before them, and there's like good ones, and they're like, no. They're like a Drake meme. They're like, good option.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible option that nobody wants. Yeah. Like, that's always DC.
True.
Like, that's their problem. They just choose shit options for stuff.
You can't expect to build a massive spanning universe and have no missteps. You have to make sure that each of your missteps doesn't destroy the universe. So long as this characters stay true to what they should be, you can continue on. You can improve. You can get better.
It's not like Marvel didn't make missteps in their larger world building in phase 1 when everybody was like, oh, this is impressive. This is planned. This is really great. When we were all like shiny new, enthralled with the superhero universe. I mean, Thor 2, nobody thinks like, boy, like if I could choose to save a movie out of the MCU, that'd be it. Like,
What's the Dark World?
Yeah, that's Dark World.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a misstep.
Dark World was garbage.
But it doesn't tank the entire thing.
No,
it's just like
because there were good moments for Loki in there. Thor is still
everybody
Thor.
Just agrees like this is the not as good movie, but it doesn't mean the whole MCU gets brought down by it, which is like what happens to the
Thor
DCU.
movie is like the best one.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, that's DC's problem is that like it makes these like terrible decisions, and every time it happens, people are like, "Bye."
Yeah.
Johnny, did you like the look of the Riddler in the Batman?
I would have preferred something that was more.
Jim Carrey. I agree.
I mean,
agreed.
One of my favorite Batman movies.
I love that movie
of all is Batman Forever. I absolutely love Batman Forever.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a good one.
But my stance on these characters is if they've been told before, then I'm more okay with things changing. Like the Joker. Every version of the Joker can't be the same Joker. If you're going to have separate universe, you're going to have this trilogy, then that trilogy, then that trilogy. It would be weird for someone to come in and every time they try to do the exact same version of Joker. It's the pressure's on when you're doing the first one. When you're showing for the first time on live action screens, the comic book adaptation now in live action of whatever character, the first time, then do it right. Make it accurate. Be true to the thing. Show people that had invested time and money and whatever in that thing over the years that you care about it and that you know something about it. Like,
stop saying the thing because Ben Grimm has never looked good on camera.
Okay, there you go.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
But if you look at like the Vulture, I thought the Vulture is going to look dumb on the big screen. That's why they never had the Vulture on. And then Michael Keaton, Batman, was a great Vulture. I thought Scarecrow was going to look terrible on camera, and they had an incredibly good-looking Scarecrow, Mysterio. So I just was hoping that there is a way that they could have a dark portrayal of the Riddler, but he didn't have to look like something out of Hannibal
or the AV Club.
Yeah.
That was a good camera pan, Phil. Your cat is the real star here.
And the purring. Just like, yeah.
What I would have been much more happy with, honestly, is if they just had their own unique villain. Like, I think I've been...
He could have looked like that, but call him something else. But if he's going to be the Riddler, even if he's, just got, the burlap sack on and it's got a question mark on it, just give me a nod to the original. And this guy, he looked like the Gimp. What? Stop.
He had question marks. It was greenish, and he had question marks on all his cards he'd give and all his his riddles and stuff. He had riddles, and then the question mark in his cappuccino.
His costume, though.
Yeah,
like somebody put more thought into that piece than like dressing him. Yeah,
I get hung up on little things like, if we're talking about superheroes, I want to see something that reminds me of the character. And if that Riddler showed up at my haunted house party and there was a costume contest, I'm like, disqualified. It's like bringing soup to a chili cook-off. Get out of here. You are not the Riddler.
I've been reading quite a few Batman comics recently, and that's been my one critique is I don't need to see the Joker again. I don't need to see Scarecrow again, the Penguin. Like, they reuse, everybody gets their hands on this IP, and they want to tell their story of these iconic characters. I get that. But
Could have been
from
Professor
an audience
Pig,
standpoint,
right?
yeah, absolutely. Right. Pick a less known, pick a newer one, or make one up. That's okay. Like, if your universe is real and Batman is true, you can come up with your own. Look at the Batman animated series. They came up with, Harley Quinn.
Sure. Yep.
Okay,
It can be done.
But that is a whole
I have a story, guys. So I think it was a couple streams ago, I had a new person come in and they're like, okay, wait. Can you say hello, Mr. J in Harley Quinn voice from cartoon, Batman? And I was like, hello, Mr. J. And he's like, you're her. And I was like, you know what? That's it. Yep, you caught me. No, but now I'm like, if they remake that cartoon, I'm in. Call me. Call me.
Oh, yeah. Kaylee Kawako, what is that her name? Kaylee from
Kelly Coco.
She's got
From Big Bang.
dibs. Yep. She's got dibs on Harley Quinn right now.
She's doing well.
Her Harley Quinn show is really funny.
Not for kids.
No.
Not for kids.
Great show.
Except
DC
aren't
makes a
12
lot
other
of
actresses in the running for Harley Quinn right now? Isn't Anya Taylor-Joy going to also be Harley Quinn plus Lady Gaga? Like,
I'm
Lady
talking
Gaga.
like cartoon voiceover.
I know. I'm just going back to my point of
Oh.
like DC. You can't.
Andrew just wants to be a hater.
Actually, I would watch Anya Taylor-Joy as Harley Quinn. I'd like to see her give it a shot. That'd be cool.
Do you know who I would love to see them redo? I'd love them to do a live action series of Batman Beyond.
Yes.
That's what they were gonna do.
I
the
love
Flash
that
took
show
off.
so much.
And they're gonna have
Really?
Michael Keaton be the older Batman.
Which would be
Oh,
And it was
take
gonna
my
happen.
money.
Yes.
And then the
Take my
Flash
money.
failed, and they go, maybe we'll not do that anymore.
Maybe the Flash failed for different reasons, you dicks.
Yeah.
Right? DC makes terrible choices.
I like the Flash. I said it.
Ugh.
The character
as
I want
Batman one
this.
more time.
I want this. I want whoever is out there. I'm investing. Batman Beyond, Michael Keaton, old Bruce Wayne. It's happening right now.
I would
do it.
I will give my own money to make that show happen.
Do it right now. That is such a
All
good
right.
show.
We have at least 5 million.
I'm raising funds. You can send it to me. I'll make sure it gets to the right place.
5
Mike's
million.
totally an honest steward of the money.
That's pushing.
Yep.
And he brings up Palworld. What can I buy?
Batman
we'll
playing
do-
Palworld? Yes.
Is we'll have Henry Cavill do the Warhammer 40K series, and it's going to be so successful that we're going to get him to do the Batman Beyond series.
That'd be cool. Wow.
Does he have ties to that too? Like interests? Has he?
Not
He's a
off the
nerd.
step.
Yes, he does.
Well, just being
there's lots
a
of
nerd is
flavors.
not- yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited for that series
For which series?
for Warhammer.
Warhammer.
Oh yeah.
I don't
So
know a ton
Jack.
about it, to be honest. Like I know very little about it. I think the aesthetic is pretty cool, but I just am excited about somebody that's really passionate about something, making something.
Yeah.
I'm still
Do you like
salty
gore?
about how The Witcher shook out
Valid. Me too.
because he cared. And
Mhm.
and like you could see he cared, and there was like a glimmer of like moments of this could really go somewhere because he cares so much. And then it's your
Yep.
Well, that's my argument before about, as long as you don't wreck something where you can't come back from it. The old comic book rule, I guess that's the comic book rule. Every time a new writer takes over, they're supposed to, whatever they want to do, it has to be something that can be undone by the next person. Feasibly undone. That was supposed to be the rule they lived by, so you didn't go too far off the rails with whatever character. If you have The Witcher and then you just kill a main character because it's fun too, I guess, you can't come back from that. You can't undo that
Or
in the
can
next thing.
you?
No, you can't.
Travel.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Witcher metaverse.
It's a different timeline.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'm good DC talk there. We don't have the answers. They definitely don't have the answers. We'll see what comes of everything.
I think we can all agree on that.
Pete, if you end up watching Aquaman 2, let me know what you think of it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
We'll do that.
We've gone pretty long. I have more topics. We can always keep going, but we've
It is past my bedtime. So
yeah, we've ran the gamut on a number of things here, and I appreciate you all for being here. Pete, we definitely need to get you on more. I think for sure when Chainsaw Man season 2 comes out,
yeah.
we'll do that for sure. But otherwise,
I am I'm in high demand these days, John. It's gonna have to wait until the spring, sometime in May. But after that, have your people call my people, and I can schedule something.
call Boba Fett back there.
Yeah,
he's your person. Yeah, nice.
My muscle.
Yeah. All right. Otherwise, let's see. We're gonna talk about. What's Pete getting?
Oh,
He's getting props.
I got a jet.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice. Boba Fett
Congratulations
helmet.
again.
That's very good.
It's been fun. Really appreciate the invitation, and hope you have another great 4 years and more coming up.
Perfect. Thank
Thanks.
you, Pete.
Good
Love
to
y'all.
see you.
Yep. Good to see you too.
Bye.
Have a great day.
All right. So I want to make sure. He had to go, but that's fine. That's fine. We want to say to everybody, Pete Gilbertson, you can find him on Amazon. He has books. He is an author. So let's see. Let me actually pull that up quick so we can show everybody what that is, so he can for sure get the right thing. Okay. Make sure there's no other stuff on this page that's gonna give anything away here.
You're right
Matt,
clicking, aren't you? You're opening in these.
He's got all the ads open right now.
It's like, that's one I like, and that's one.
Brazilian fart fetish, giant dildos, butt plugs. Make sure those are all out of the way.
Something like that. So
Yes.
Peter J. Gilbertson. So this is Vampire Autopsy. This is maybe my favorite of his books. I forget if he has maybe at least 4 of them.
Is it for kids or for adults?
No. Nope. They're all horror and paranormal, and the first one is called Zombies at the Gates and Other Tales. So, and Vampire Autopsy. I really like this one because of the Plague Doctor kind of story in there. I think it's really done well, and he portrays a very visceral, smelly, awful sort of situation where the Plague Doctor is going in these sewers and stuff. So I think that, and they're collections of short stories. So each one you get, you can see here in this, if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free. Otherwise, it's $2.99. So Peter J. Gilbertson, if you want to read some short stories, go and pick them all up. You'll walk away with a lot of horror-related content to read, and all of it for like $10. And if you have Prime, then you can already just read it there. So
Do it.
Cool. Nice.
yeah. Also, let's see. Oh yeah, we got to talk about Mike. Oh, I gotta change tabs. Hold on.
That's the
Not
Mike
his
with
secret
butt cheek
tabs.
spread tab.
Not the secret tabs.
I'm sorry, are you Mike Honcho?
Hey,
Honcho?
I'm Mike Honcho. I spread my butt cheeks.
cheeks. I spread my butt cheeks for Playgirl.
Just wanted you to know that.
Oh boy.
But I spread my butt cheeks as Mike Honcho.
Okay.
Say you spread your butt cheeks one more time.
So great.
just one more.
Phenomenal.
Bill is
poll.
looking so excited he gave up his evening for this.
Oh, it's great.
Look at him
All right.
go, guys.
That's what I'm here for.
So, Mike, why don't you tell everybody about your channel?
Yeah, a little YouTube channel about car racing and stuff, a lot of in-car video stuff, and a little bit about like car project progression, that kind of thing. So racing
this track
things.
looks sweet.
He's basically a badass.
Semi-pro racer over here.
Working on
Yep.
it. Yeah, this track,
Yep.
this is Laguna Seca. It's pretty famous as far as American tracks go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's
It-
one of the most famous.
Dude, it lived up to the dream so
Yeah.
well. So we've been playing this since, little kids on PlayStation and whatnot, and I
Right.
got it. It's like, it's everything. It's everything I thought it would be. There's other tracks I've been to that I've played since I was little that
Yeah.
were cool, but not the same. This is,
Yeah.
it was perfect.
Awesome.
So yeah, everybody, make sure you check that out. Track Mouse 34 on YouTube. Just Track Mouse. On,
The audio's still going, John.
Yeah, definitely is.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I'll
It's
get
an obnoxious ass color.
Let's see.
John's like, thank God the other audio from my other tabs isn't going.
Yeah, I can do it for you if you want. Dang.
Yeah, I know. I throw up every time I do it.
It was good.
Thank you. I've been
Move your
told.
tongue counterclockwise.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
We got so specific so quickly.
The alcohol it's stacking up, yo.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Ooh, crusty.
Bye-bye, Tony. We've lost him.
Oh, this is a great moment. This is a great
So,
moment.
MJ, why don't you tell everybody about your Twitch?
Yeah, MJ Honeybee. That's where you can find me on Twitch. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. It's a shit show, wild fun time, I promise. This particular moment was I'm actually gaming with a bunch of other friends, and we went against a basement Bubba, and we're like, let's try to all get off hook at the same time. Whoever gets off hook wins. And of course, I was the one that got off hook. So it's a fun, like I said, it's a fun shit show. I swear I'm a crazy wild person, but also fun thing. I am actually commentating a big tournament. It's coming up this week and next week. It's a DVD tournament. It's Year of the Dragon. The winner of the tournament gets $1,000, but it's myself. It's held by the official Dragon Master, who is another streamer. Other people that are going to be on it as well commentating are Fresh Pair Perspective, Zero Cool DRL, and Comfy Cheeks, all really amazing DVD players and comp players. I am the potato. They want me there for flavor. So I'm actually going to go talk to him, official Dragon Master, after this to kind of work it out. But this week, it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, starting at 7:30 CST each night. And then the following week, it'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's going to be a fun time. So
Cool.
That's awesome.
very cool.
Awesome.
Is there a place people should best follow for details on that?
Details, as far as updates for like anything with my stream or anything
With
that
the
I'm
tournament and stuff, like
doing. With the tournament, I basically just talk about it, and I'll probably be posting it on my Discord, but I do talk about it on my stream here and there. His Discord is actually where it's officially at, but I will post about it here once I talk to him and get more of the details of what he's expecting from me. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. I'm really, really excited. I'm so glad I was asked to do it. So yeah.
Nice. Well, it's
Cool.
MJ Honeybee, everybody. Does anybody else have anything else to promote? Otherwise,
I do not.
no. All right. I'm going to promote us. Make sure you follow us on Twitch, YouTube, X, Facebook, wherever you want. We're in a lot of places. We're on podcast services of your choosing. The podcasts will still all come through Popcast on the Rocks. So for the time being, you want to follow us on that. That's how it is. Twitch, everything basically live streams to Twitch. If you want to try to catch a live stream, follow us on Twitch, Popcast on the Rocks, and turn on notifications there. If you live on YouTube, we're trying to work on the YouTube algorithm. We've got our channels split up. Got Gamecast on the Rocks, Ohio Anime, Popcast on the Rocks. Like, I know it's work now to try to to find all this stuff, but Go and find.
But it's worth it.
What you're interested in is there. You could just have our anime content, or you can just have Andrea and I's content with the regular podcast, or you can just have Lethal Company shorts on the Gamecast on the Rocks.
I'm here for that. I want to watch those. The game is
We
amazing.
need another Mario Kart race day.
I know. Yep.
Yeah,
we finally
Phil bought
got a lot of
Switch for
switches.
this. Let's go.
Get it going.
Yep. I agree.
Speaking of
But
Gamecast
that
on the
means you have to pull yourself away from Palworld. So
Yep.
I pulled myself away from Palworld for you 2 nights now.
I appreciate it very much. That's
No, I'm gonna go play after this. Let's hear it.
thank
Mike's
you
like, there's 5 hours till 3:30. I got time.
The sun's not up for many, many hours. Yes. Killing the Flower wrote our theme song, so make sure you follow them on music streaming services. That would be appreciated. And that'll about do it from us. That's been 4 years. 4 years of rap. You know, we're looking forward to 4 and many more subscribers, many more fun times, lots of more content, and hopefully exciting conversations. So I thank everybody for being here. Andrea, I thank you very much for your dedication and sticking to this. A lot of people fail because they just quit. Like it's just tons of podcasts. You look up a topic and hasn't been refreshed. Not new episode in 2 years. That one's clearly dead. You know, all the time, constantly you try to find something and it's just, they don't do it anymore. And so we just keep going and
stay the course.
Alan and I, it's been,
we're flexible but dedicated.
There you go.
That's how I like to think of us.
That's right. So
Congratulations, you two.
Congrats, guys.
Thanks.
All right. We will see everybody next time, probably for an anime episode. And until then, thank you all for being here.
Thanks.
Okay.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye. Cheers.